Those are her parents?
Yeah.
I seen them like briefly though. She was with your sister.
No, she was at the club just because I hadn't seen her in a long time.
And you were like, I'm gonna be at the club?
Yeah, well, my sister invited her to my birthday. And then, well, you showed up. And my sister told her, like, oh, that's her.
That's the one that you guys kept her from.
Yeah.
No, but I remember cooking them. We're like, we're gonna be at this club. And you had told me too though. You're like, we're gonna be at this club.
Yeah.
And I had totally forgot. And then I showed up and I was like, oh, it's Camila's birthday.
Yeah.
But then we got invited. The homie Major Hype was DJing that day. It was like super last minute. But that was a good time.
She saw you. She was like, that's crazy. She didn't even know it was you. So she was like, that's so crazy. Like,
And I had to tell her, like, oh, it's like, it's been a long time.
like, he's a
We're
YouTuber
back.
now.
You guys, this is my lovely ex-girlfriend.
Hello,
Hello.
everyone.
Why you so awkward, bro?
I'm pretty shy, so.
How many times have I asked you to do this?
Honestly, it's been
Every
a couple-
time,
yeah, it's
every
been a
time I
couple
see
years.
her, which is pretty often because we'll get to all of that, but like every time I see her, I'm like, Camila, come do my pod. And I've told great stories about us throughout like my years of podcasting and like I've been doing this for about 3-4 years as a living and whenever like that's kind of like what my jokes always about. Like that's kind of like my relationship jokes because I've been in a lot of relationships. A lot of my like content goes around like the good times and like the funny times and stuff like that. So I always like somehow you're always like brought up and sometimes I give you like a code name or go like an X. But like lately now that we're older, I'm like, oh yeah, Camila. Like the other day on the radio, I was like, oh yeah, Camila. And then your sister was like, you mentioned her. I was like,
I think
yeah.
my sister told me.
I was like, yeah, that's
she
my
was
dog.
listening. Yeah, she listens to the.
Put the mic a little closer
She
towards you.
listens to you guys in the morning, so she was telling me that you mentioned that I flaked on you the last time.
Yes.
And that was actually the first time I agreed to doing it.
Yeah, because you've been telling me no for about
years.
for like 2 years since I've been like seriously doing it. Cause I was doing it for a little bit, but it was like it wasn't too serious. It was just more like an Instagram thing. But now it's like a living and like this is what I do full time, which hasn't been. But I'm always like, and you're always like, no, I'm not gonna do it. And you were also in a relationship.
Yeah.
So I felt it, but I be thinking just because I'm cool with my exes, like I be thinking everybody else is supposed to be like that.
Yeah, you're like, why not? But I think for me, it's like, well, like you said, I was in a relationship before, and like I also was just like, I'm very like to myself. So
Facts,
I was
100%.
like just shy. I'm like, what are we gonna talk about? Which I already knew, like we could talk about our past and stuff. And I love that, like you always bring me up. I think it's cool as fuck. Like, we've grown a relationship, but more of a friendship.
100%. Like I always, even like when you've met some of my new girlfriends.
Yeah.
And you've met like, and
They've been around them.
and I literally, bro, there was a point where it was like 3 of my exes in one house, and I was like, but it's because my family's just that type of family too. Like my family's huge on just like, well, that's on you. We're keeping them around, and you're like an example of that where it's like, we dated for about 4 years, 3
years.
like 3-4 years.
Yeah.
But then, and we were young at that, and
Yeah.
you stuck around for like the next 10 years.
And I think now it's because like I was talking about it recently. Like you've always been there for me, just like you know, as a person.
Yeah.
Like you know, I was going through it. Like before.
A bunch of different situations, yeah.
And like you've just always been. Your mom has always been there. Like your family in general. So
Yeah.
I think that's why it's always been. We have a different.
Yeah, like
relationship.
my thing is I always have to kind of like explain like to, not like my ex-girlfriends, like but like, okay, so even after we had broke up, maybe like our sophomore year going into junior year, maybe like the second semester, and I saw
it
you.
was like freshman or like sophomore year.
It had to be sophomore year. I think it was sophomore year.
I think it was going into sophomore year, but like ending freshman year because we had just like.
No, because I had just got out. We got back together. We had broke up.
Because you went to a different high school than me.
Yeah, we were still trying to figure it out, and it
Yeah.
didn't work out. But then we ended up breaking up. Yeah, second semester of, I remember. So it was going into summer.
Yeah.
But, like, we didn't talk. Junior, senior year? No, it was like, if I saw you, it was like
Yeah.
it was never like, I hate you,
We
but
had
it was.
our time apart.
Yeah, we had our time apart.
Yeah.
And you were like a
not
scandalous
friends.
little girl in high school. You were like beefed with everybody. So it was like, it was hard dating you too, by the way.
I was a cheerleader. I don't think anybody had a problem with. I didn't have a problem with anybody. People had a problem with me.
people had a problem with you.
And I think it's always been like that.
That's been
but
your
because
argument
I'm
since we
kept
got
to
together.
myself, like,
You were always like, they fucking at me. I don't hate them. And
I don't
I'm
know
like,
why people don't like me.
and I used to be like, just leave.
Well, not that I care anymore.
Yeah, no, fact, you shouldn't. You my dog, but I used to be like, just leave my girlfriend alone.
Yeah, you always had my back.
Facts, 100%.
Because you were always cool with everyone.
And people love me.
You've always just been friendly. Like, even in well, for real. Like, even in middle school, like, you were always just, cool with everybody. Like, you were cool with all the girls. So, if they didn't like me, like, you were always just the type, like, I don't know. Well, because we were dating at the time, so you was always just, like, protect me and, like...
I was like, look, if
make sure they knew.
Yeah, I was like, fool, if you guys don't like her, it's cool.
Yeah.
But y'all can't find my bitch. Yeah. At the moment, that was my thinking. Like it's cool if y'all don't like her, keep that shit to yourself. It's not that I'm going to stop talking to you guys. I'll argue with her about not talking to you guys, but you're not about to go fight her, fool.
It's crazy thinking back now, too, like, how long ago that shit was.
It's been... I met you. We didn't date till, like, 8th grade year officially. But 7th grade, second semester, we was in love with each other.
I don't know how it like started, but yeah, you were literally my first like ever like relationship.
Yeah, now that I be thinking about shit, I'll be like, because the other day I was sitting down with the homies and they're like, you and Camila dated? I'm like, fool, we dated, like, in love with each other, like a lot of first things. Like we spent a lot of growth together. Like we went through our like if we were to be together right now, it would literally be like middle school sweetheart, like. I'm like, bro, that would have been 10 years and I'm like, damn.
Yeah. I feel like we're two different people now from
it's bad. I could never date you now.
Yeah.
Oh, you'll have me hot.
But for sure it would be that, I guess.
But you know what it is? Somebody was telling me the other day, they were like, you guys are meant to be homies.
Yeah, I think so.
Because even like when you were in relationships, and obviously we share a mutual best friend.
You were always there for me.
Yeah. And we share a mutual best friend.
Yes.
We share a mutual best friend. Shout out Haley. Yeah. That's my best friend and that's Camila's best friend. So I can only imagine
Even you know what's crazy? In middle school, Haley didn't fuck with me, but she was always like Danny's best friend. And
she calls me Danny, by the way.
Yes. Or Dunos, I should say.
No, you can say Danny. They know.
I'm just used to like calling him Danny. That's how we've been knowing each other for years.
It's been a long time for sure.
But Haley, shout out Haley. She's my best friend now, and it's so crazy because she knows.
They hated each other in middle school.
She knows both of us so well, like even from back then.
Yeah, so like
that's funny.
Yeah, so even now I was talking to, was it Haley or maybe I was bringing this up. I was like, they're like, it's not weird. I'm like, look, like even when she was in relationships, I was like, if she needs him, she could hit me. But I also understood that like, cause sometimes I hit you up like, I'll be like, fool, what are you doing? Let's go eat. But I be forgetting that we dated.
So like, it was more of like a friend thing. Like
and then I remember you were telling me like, oh man, I get tripping.
Yeah, for me it was different.
But I totally understand though. I get it. Because even like, okay, one, obviously now for what I do for a living, I gotta like explain a lot to whoever I have a thing with or if I'm in a relationship, et cetera, et cetera.
Even for me now, like I'm actually starting to have something serious with someone. I feel like I had to kind of explain to him like what I was gonna come do.
And were you like,
and be honest? I had to kind of be honest.
And you're like, hey, I'm gonna go kick it real quick. He was like, what the fuck?
No, I was like, I'm gonna like go do a video. He was like, what about? Like he was just kind of wondering.
I'm like, yeah, she's not gonna shaking our ass, fool. We like. Yeah. Like, I see Camila and I go like, oh, you ugly. And I just walk, like, Camila comes to my house to kick it with my mom, with Haley and my sister, and I'll be like.
Yeah, literally, it's like, what's up?
It's because you know what people be thinking? People be thinking, like, just because I see you and we used to date, it's like, oh, you guys be fucking. I'm like, oh, you guys. I'm like, no. Like, it's literally about, like, 7 to 8, 6 to, like, 7 years ago. Like, we've literally been in totally different paths at that point. Like, I'm like, you've been in 2 other relationships? Dang, we're pieces of shit. Our shit never last.
Yeah, well, let's hope this one lasts for me. But yeah, all of my fucking
we both go through trauma.
Yeah, I think it's like we're emotionally too. Because I feel like you are. I feel like you're too emotionally in tune sometimes.
You are too, though.
No, I definitely am.
I think you.
I'm like way too emotionally.
Because you were officially my first girlfriend too. Because now that I think about it, the other day I was like. I kissed a girl before. Shout out Maddie. I made out with her. That was my first kiss, I think. Her name was Maddie.
It wasn't. What's her name?
Alistair.
I was going to say that.
Alistair was probably. I don't even think.
I don't think you ever told me about Maddie.
Maddie was like 6th grade parvier.
Okay.
And then I dated Alistair.
I was definitely not your first girlfriend.
Well, was it a no? No, because it was like a school thing. Like I never saw her other than school, but that was kind of your thing too, though. That was our relationship for like the whole time.
What do you mean?
Like, fool, we didn't see each other outside of school. Oh, yeah, we did.
No, we didn't.
When
We couldn't. I couldn't see you outside of school. Like, I mean, you would walk me home. That was like the least you would do. Thinking back at it now, I was talking to Haley last time, and I was like, damn, like,
Damn,
you
I was
know,
a
thinking
really good
back,
boyfriend.
yeah, like I was telling her that I was like, all these little things, like, you know, that you would do for me, like as my first boyfriend, like now I think, and I'm like, I guess along the path I lost those like standards. I don't know why though, because I'm like, dude, you used to walk me home like every day after school. You used to wait for me after school, and she was telling me, yes, she's like, we would be waiting for him at the block, like with all the homies, and we would just wait because you had to wait for me to get out of practice.
Yeah, okay.
And so they would be waiting for you to wait for me to get out of practice so you could walk me home and then
yeah,
go back.
Yeah, so okay, so let's like we'll get to all of that because now that I think about it, I would never know.
I'm thinking that now, like,
Bitch, I'm calling you an Uber. I ain't with this shit. But like, push the mic a little closer. Yeah, cause so you could lean back, just push it closer. Okay. Yeah, cause even right there, should be good right there. Okay, so I got kicked out of John Burroughs. Went to South Castro, second semester. We met.
Yeah.
No, we didn't officially meet.
No,
because you
were like class clown. I don't think we met until like.
No, we met like briefly, like we knew each other.
Second semester of like 7th grade or something.
Yeah, and then but you were also like Camila's very smart, like high, always like honors, very like advanced science and fucking editorial of the year, whatever the fuck you were doing, that was what you were doing.
Yeah, well, I had to.
Yeah, so you were doing all that, and you didn't learn English till like the 5th grade.
Yeah.
You came from Salvador.
Like 4th grade, yeah.
Came from Salvador, 5th grade, and so obviously I was like, what the fuck? But you know me, I was on it the first week. I was like, who am I scoping now? But I feel like I've just always been like that, huh?
That's funny. Yeah.
Like a slut bag?
I feel like now I can see that you are. You were faithful to me for the most part.
I hope so. No.
I hope so.
No, but look, so we started dating. No, we knew about each other. But you had a little boyfriend.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I don't want to say the name. But just think about it real quick and then we'll get back to it. Not that it mattered. It was 7th grade, but...
I'm trying to think. Like, it must have not been a boyfriend, but just someone that, like, wanted me.
You didn't want them. You know what? You're right. You definitely didn't want them.
I must have.
Because the minute I gave you the little... Hey.
Yeah, then I must have not. Because you asked me to, like, actually be your girlfriend.
I was like, hey, I like you. You were like, ooh. But okay, so 7th grade. No, okay, this how I remember. Boom, I got it in my head. Ready? Okay, we would talk. Right before 7th grade ended, I sent you a letter.
Yes, and you were friends with Alexandra too. So
so this is where it gets here. Okay, this how I remember it. I sent you a letter, and you were like, "Oh, hi." Like I think we probably even did like the circle shit. That's crazy.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Now that I think about it, I do remember you sending me a letter.
You didn't give me the letter. You gave it to, would I say Maria or Alexandra?
I'm pretty sure it was Maria.
It was probably Maria. Maria gave it to me summer school. Summer of, what was it, 2013, 2012, whatever the fuck.
12.
We're going to 8th grade now.
Yeah.
I see you at Alexandra's sister's 15.
Yeah.
There we go. I see you at the 15. We dance. We're horrible. We're bad. And then I'm like, oh, what's up? And you're like, hi. And then I was like, yeah, I think I had a crush or whatever the fuck it was. I said, and shout out Julio, because that's their cousin. Mm-hmm. So R.I.P. Julio. R.I.P. Julio. That's why I went. And then we went. And then I think school was about to start. You're like, okay, I'll see you in school and we'll talk about it then.
Yeah, or something. Like, let me see if I do give him a chance.
Yeah, but I saw my shot though. I thought
you were so funny.
Yeah, but I saw my shot.
Yeah.
And then 8th grade, like we started dating. I remember our date because our date's crazy. This is how I remember. Dad, this is crazy. You ready? 11, 12, 13.
That's crazy. That was our date.
Damn.
It was like
November.
Synchronized.
Yeah, synchronized. Because we come back to school in September. So I had to try to make you fall in love with me within 2 months. And then in November, we got together.
That's so funny.
That is crazy.
I don't even know how this all came to... now that I think about it, like we kind of just like fell like in between like talking like I think we were like probably talking through Facebook or something.
We were
or, like,
big. We were big Facebook vibes.
Yeah, and like like just seeing each other at school.
Text app? No, not
probably. I think it was like Kick or something.
Kick is
at the
crazy.
time. Yeah.
Damn. Okay, so
because I really wasn't even allowed to have a phone like that. So now I'm thinking back, like, how is it that we just fell? Like, you know, because how is it that we started like falling? Like we just got into a relationship.
I don't know. You would have to.
We dated for like 3 years, and I think it was that. Like it was the fact that like just hanging out in school and like you doing what you would do for me.
We definitely spent a lot of time together in a sense to where like you were definitely my life and like literally because I wasn't doing not like I was working and not like I was at school fucking getting straight A's.
You would like in the mornings, now that I remember, you would like get me like you would go to the store and you would bring me like a bag of like chips, like literally you would bring a whole bag of like chips and like
in Arizona.
Drinks in Arizona.
Damn.
Like every time it would be a bag of chips in Arizona.
And I wouldn't miss.
No.
Consistency was key in my relationship, in our relationship.
That's so crazy. I'm like, where did my standards fall? Like, along what line? Like,
because you also, okay, so I don't know, okay, so I remember asking you, but what was like the intention grab where you were like, okay, because Camila was like one of the golden prizes in school. Like, you lock her in, you could date her type shit. Like,
I think
it was you and like 2-3 other girls where all the guys were like, okay, you date one of these girls, you like, okay, you got one. Like, because there was girls, but like, okay, we're not gonna go to it because I'm about to go on do no more. I'm about to start roasting shit. But there was like 2-3 girls that everybody was like after.
Yeah.
And I got one, R.I.P. Ma, and then somebody else. So there was like 3-4 that everybody was after. I got one and one of them was gone. But I don't know. I still don't know because you had options. You're a piece of shit.
I think it was the fact that, you know, like, you were always just emotionally, like, there for me. And, like, even as a friend, like, you know what I was going through at the time.
Yeah, facts.
I think that has, like, a huge, like, role, like, in the way that, like, our relationship grew and the way that I got so comfortable with, like, being with you.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know, like, in the environment that I was in at home, like, it wasn't easy for me to
like express feelings
maybe? And like even just feel happy outside of myself, you know. So I feel like during that time of my life, like, you were that happiness that I seek for, you know, like you were my outlet outside of, like, you know, feeling like going through stuff at home or like in general. Because I was like, my uncle was super strict, like my aunt was super strict. I literally was not like allowed to you were anything.
Dead ass, like, would you say like Cinderella?
No, it wasn't that crazy.
It was
I feel like now they're gonna see this and they're gonna be like, what?
No, like, it wasn't like, okay.
Okay, it was kind of crazy.
It was
he would like they would like that ass like take my phone away and like I wouldn't be able to have a phone. Like literally, I would not contact nobody. Like it was that type.
Nah, it was crazy. Okay, we're not gonna get too deep into it because shout out them. You did have a roof over your head for a very long time.
They really, you know, they're the reason why I am who I am now.
Yeah,
like,
but
they definitely helped.
As somebody that kind of, it's because, okay, we come from totally 2 different fucking lives.
Yeah.
So maybe I think that's what kind of made us.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, like, you're like, this little badass kid wants me. The fools you had a thing with before were like squares. I
think you were just willing to compromise, too.
Yeah, not that they were squares, but it was like, maybe it was corny. I think the word is corny.
Real, yeah.
You were like, and you were kind of like, fool, like, shut up.
Yeah.
And then I think with me, it was like,
very much.
Like, I was the type to like,
I just could take you serious.
But also, I was the type to like scream "I love you" across the hall and like laugh about it.
Yeah.
And like run to you and not give a fuck.
Yeah.
But it was
I we were just very comfortable with each other.
Yeah, I didn't give a fuck. I was like, yeah, okay, whatever the fuck, kid. And I was bad as shit. Like I was, like I'm a bad kid. You guys, like it's, like I think when I try to tell people about, I was like, nigga, I was a real bad kid. Like it was probably frustrating for you to date.
I don't know if you ever talk about the stories that you would do, like, you know, like in middle school.
I talk a lot more about high school, but can you name something I would do?
I don't know. I don't know if the time about the phone. Do you remember that?
When I stole the phone.
Yeah.
I definitely talked about that. When they snitched on me.
Yeah. And you like got arrested.
And I got arrested in front of everybody over a fucking phone.
And I was so upset because I'm like, why did you steal his phone? Like, I couldn't understand. There was so many things you would do, like I guess we were like kids though. We were like 13, 14, you know? So I'm like, I couldn't understand. I guess I was always just more mature than you too because of the way
100%
that I
way
had
more
grew
mature.
up. So
Yeah,
for me, it was like, what are you doing? But
Yeah.
like thinking now, like you're just so much like a different person. You've grown so much, you know.
Yeah.
Like, so it doesn't even matter like who I feel like you used to be.
No.
They made you you.
Yeah, facts. 100%. You were a million times more like way more
I just
mature
wanted
than
you
me.
to have your shit together.
You were like, go to class. I'll be like, I'm on my way. Bye.
Yeah, and like would leave.
And
with
then I
your
would be like,
homies
I'll see her getting class. Like, let's go kick it.
Yeah.
That was like the thing. That was like, fuck you. Like it wasn't like a fuck you, but it was more like, don't worry about what I'm doing. But then it would affect you because I have this effect where everybody loves me.
Yeah.
The teacher, so they would get at you about me.
Yeah.
They would be like, hey,
because they knew we were dating, so they'd be like, why isn't Danny in class? Like,
and you'll be like, he told me he can't.
yeah, right. Like, I thought he was here. He was on his way here before me.
Fuck. So yeah. I'm guessing that was. But I wonder what clicked so easily because we started dating and we started dating like.
Yeah, I think it was the way that you were willing to compromise too, like. If, like, you know, the way that I couldn't see you on the weekends, you were like, okay, it's fine. Like, I'll just walk you home every day.
Yeah.
That type, you know? Because if you weren't ever like that, I don't think it would have worked.
It wouldn't have worked, but you go ahead.
I was going to say me too. Like, I feel like I compromised as well in the way that you were, like, you know, your life was going. And I was, like, willing to accept that.
So, like, to kind of put it in your guys' perspective, it was like Camila was kind of like, okay, this fool's about to be a little street kid. And I just kind of got to deal with his motions because even though it doesn't affect you like that you're there with me doing bad shit or stuff like that, it affects you in a mental version where you're like, okay, this is where things get frustrating and I feel that I get what you're saying.
Just because we were emotionally, like, you know, in tune with each other. So obviously, like, I want to see you do good. Like, obviously, I want to see you go to class. Like, I didn't want you, like,
and yeah,
doing all this shit that
and also it sounds crazy because we're only in the 8th grade, but we had to both of our lives in a different way. We both had to grow up really fast.
Yeah.
So like we were doing like I was doing real bad shit at a very young age, and you were going through a lot of like just emotional things at a young age.
Yeah,
and you went through a lot at a very young age as well. So it was like we both kind of understood. We were more mature than the average kid in our class.
Exactly. I think we understood each other now that you say that.
And even when we did start dating, I was like, damn, I can't see you on weekends. I was like, my mom lets me out.
Yeah,
But also my mom fucking works 24 hours a fucking week, and we're fucking dead ass broke and we have nothing to do but to like kind of be in the streets. Yeah. And your situation was different where your aunt and your uncle were like.
They really just, it was like they wanted to keep me in this bubble because my uncle felt really like responsible for me.
Yeah, yeah.
And I understand, like now that I'm grown, I understand. Back then though, I really didn't. And I feel like.
Oh, you was on the hate train for sure.
I made their life hard for sure. You know, my uncle used to actually like hide like outside. So he found out that you used to wait for me.
Tell me the story.
Yeah, so he found out that you used to wait for me after like practice, and he knew like that you walk me home. So what he started doing is he would walk to the school because we didn't live too far from there. Obviously, if you walk me home, it was like what, a 20-minute walk?
That shit was. I would have never do that walk now. That is
not me either.
That is.
But point is, he would like put on a hoodie and a hat, and he would like just like kind of watch like from outside the school. So he just wanted to like, I guess, really see what you were about, because you know the way that you would dress, and like for him, like
it was like, oh, this is a gang member.
Yeah, exactly. Literally, he would be like, no, it's un cholo, like all the time.
You'd be like, no, he just tags everywhere.
I'll be like, no, he's not. Like, and so he will watch me, and it's so funny because thinking back at it now, I'm like, I'm pretty sure like he probably followed us a couple of times.
Okay.
I know it.
One time he did catch us by the stairs. Yes. That was crazy. That was so awkward.
Yeah, he would do that.
We were like mid makeout.
Yeah, like he would really like watch me and like just pull up to school and like see. And I don't understand why, because he already knew that I was with you. I think as he was hoping that I wasn't anymore, that we would like break up. But we were like 2 years in already at the time, I think, or probably like 1.
And you guys, when I say like, and I could speak for me, you could agree, disagree, but Dick, I was like head over heels. It was like,
I could say that we were. Like,
I was like, oh, this is my girl, like, like, and I was like, at the moment.
So I was never like, I didn't want to like leave you, you know, even though they would like deadass ground me. Like I would get grounded, I would get like in trouble, but I like did not like.
But you were also because I guess I can complain now, but you were a fucking headache. Like I used to be like, dude. And
in what way? I think just because of my attitude, like.
Oh, it's so ugly. It's so ugly.
It's not like that anymore.
It's not like that anymore. But at the moment, it was like, you know how when they say about like Salvadorian women and like you're kind, that's a real thing.
I don't know. What do they say about
They say you guys are dog like. So you know,
I've been looking at your hat this whole time. You have a Savi flag engraved in it. So you
I understand what the
Savi
women. Oh, I love them to death. So I can't complain. But dog, we're in love. We're kids, fool, and we fucking didn't know any better. So I think like, dog, I used to like, okay, so I would thug from like 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Wait for little Miss Princess over here to get out of practice, walk her all the way home. No money, and sometimes.
Yeah, you probably just had like, honestly, on you like $5.
$5.
And we'll make it with like $5.
We'll make it with $5, and I'll be like, and we wouldn't catch the bus on purpose so we could spend more time together. And they used to call you and be like, oh, the budget's about, you're like, yeah, I missed it. I had to run an extra lap. Bro. So you would lie so we could walk. And we used to find different routes so they don't catch you.
Yes. So we used to like walk like towards the back of like the way we would usually walk, so that like, because we already knew that like, okay, he's like probably standing out. That's so crazy that you say that now. Like,
because I remember obviously we used to walk down 3rd and we're like, okay, let's switch it up.
Yeah, like let's not walk down
and then
3rd
we used to walk through more hills so we could go a different route.
Just to avoid like the situation, because we already knew. So we're like, no,
and we used to drag our feet. It used to be like every second counts with you.
That's so crazy.
And then at some point they caught you too many times where I could only walk you to Alvarado and 3rd.
Yeah, because then he was waiting for me at the corner, like very close to my house.
And it was like, okay, he's over there. Just say bye real quick.
Yeah, like turn around. Like I would probably not even. I'm like, just pretend you're not with me, because at that point he would probably be walking towards me. He kind of already knew too. Like he had like a time frame. So he would tell me like, you know, by this time, like you better like be right here. So I feel like then we had to kind of like be a little bit more careful. We never. That's so crazy to me now. I don't know if I would sacrifice that much now for like anybody else, or like my freedom, because I would always get in trouble like all the damn time, and I just didn't give a fuck.
And also, I think like you were like, I kind of found somebody that's like a forever thing.
Yeah, and you just that's what it was. I'm like, this guy understands me. Like emotionally, he's there for me. I was like going through it emotionally, and like at the time, I'm like, you just understood me. I'm like, how can I not let him walk me home every day? Like,
dog. And I read a book for you.
Yeah, it was The Fault in Our Stars, I think, because I always liked reading. And
that was your thing.
And I told you to read it. I was like, I want you to read this book because it's so good. And you read it.
And I read it like, I swear to God, you guys, it'll be like reading.
You would wait for me after school and read it. Like,
I would read a book, drink a 40. And read the book with the homies. And they'll be like, fool, what the fuck? And I'll be like, bro, she said to read it. But also, like, how I not sacrificed, but how I was doing, like, what I was being, like, I was in love, Dick, you know what I mean? And I think we showed it very differently. Mm-hmm. You're a very emotional person. I'm a very, like, goofy So, and this is what I always respect. The way you showed your love was sacrificing all those things. Like it was you were a big on like, okay, we're gonna make, you were like, you would get mad about the shit I was doing, and that was your kind of way of being like, bro, it's frustrating being with you. But also you stuck around for a lot of dumb shit. Yeah. Not everything, but you stuck around for a lot of dumb shit. Most of it you were like, and mis ojos right here is the most jealous person in the world, you guys.
If I told you not to talk to someone, it was probably because that person didn't like me, and I knew that they would tell you things about me. So I was like,
They
why
would
would
never.
No.
Okay, one time I got a school late, you guys. This is a funny story. I remember this. And we'll bleep this name. But Raquel was sitting, and I missed your bench. You were like sitting here, and I missed your bench, and I went around.
We were together already.
We're together. 8th grade is somewhere around 8th grade. And I hugged her, like, but it was like, it looked crazy because it was through the back. But I was like, you know, like she's sitting down.
Remember.
And I was sitting there, and then R.I.P. Ma was around for a lot of things. So R.I.P. Ma.
Ma was always around.
Yeah, Ma was like, and I was like, oh, but in my head I was like,
you saw me there though.
no, I missed you. Because I didn't come like
so
this.
you would always be like that anyway, when I wasn't around.
No, but I didn't hug her like through her stomach. It was like her big ass head was like this, and I.
You still hugged her though. My thing is
and I hugged her head like in the headlock, but she was a small girl, so it looked crazy. I do remember this, and I went around and I was like, oh. And then I went over to you, like, don't hug me. And I was just like, shut up. Like I just started making jokes, and you were not having it.
Yeah, I think anybody will probably agree with me though now. Like if they see like their boyfriend like hugging some girl, and you said yourself you didn't see me, so you didn't know that I was there.
No, but it's not that I like. Okay, I get that point. Maybe I contradicted myself right there.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like I went through the back and like, hi baby,
Okay,
how you doing?
I guess.
But I definitely did it. I guess if you see your girlfriend and the rest of your homegirls, like you hug your girlfriend first, duh,
Yeah.
and you say hi to everybody else.
And you don't hug her homegirls. You say what's up to them.
See, that's how crazy she is, you guys. Because my homie used to be like, hi Camila, but also I'm very family orientated.
Or I guess
you just didn't know how to have friends. That's a fact.
Just like it was different for me. You
Should
were more
be.
friendly than I was.
100%. Oh, wait.
I'm just like I'll sit back and like observe.
You're
people
a
first,
huge observer,
you know?
100%.
And then I'll like try to come into the conversation so people don't think I'm just like awkward, because I'm like obviously want to get to know people, but you could jump into the conversation and right away like be cool people.
Yeah, I was like very much like I walk into a class that's not even my class and make like 30 friends within like 10 minutes, and she'll sit back like, bro, shut the fuck. Like, why do you know this many people?
Now it's funny that you say that, because yesterday I went to go get boa with like my sister's friend, and there was this guy that like it was a couple. They had just finished ordering, and he looks up to us and he's like, "You guys should get the caramel like frap, like that shit was fire." Like being hella friendly with me and my friend, and his girl kind of just like looked at him, and me and my friend, we got the hint, right? So we kind of just smiled at him and didn't say anything. And then we went to go sit down. She was telling me, she's like, I felt awkward for the girl because, like, I'm like, yeah, because you could tell she kind of felt weird. She looked at him like, who the fuck asked you, Like, I feel like in a certain, like, way, for me, I was cool back then, I think, for the most part. Now I feel like I'm a little different, though. Like, I will probably be a little bit more, like,
toxic
conservative in that way.
But
I didn't care. I was like...
Yeah, you're saying that kind of reminded how I used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I used to be very much like, okay, you were like the very pretty, you were like the fine, quiet girl, and I was like the very popular, loud kid. That was kind of like our roles. We weren't the same people.
Yeah, I guess opposites attract.
Yeah, like I didn't have to worry about you being friendly. I'm like, bro, my bitch is mad all the time. Like,
for real, like she's gonna dog you.
I'm
anyways.
like, she's sad. Like, I'm the only one that knows how to. If I know the code to get out the sadness, it's gonna be very hard for you motherfuckers to get out of that.
Yeah, I don't think.
So I think that was like our very much like our like little like away 8th grade, and we had a good. Did we see each other at all summer? 8th going to 9th.
No, I think that's when you had gotten. I think you like were like. I don't know if you were locked up during.
No, definitely wasn't locked up. Maybe.
But I know that you did like get like locked up during like a summer.
9th grade.
Yeah.
Okay, so
it was, I guess, 8th grade going to 9th grade.
No,
summer.
9th grade going to 10. Your timeline is horrible.
Really?
Yeah, it was in high school, Dick.
I could have sworn it was 8th going to 9th.
No, 9th going to 10th.
That's crazy.
So, this is where I start winning the war. Why you look at me
No,
like that?
because during that time,
So let's
we
get a
had
9th grade.
established something. So we had a talk. I don't know if you remember that.
No.
We had a
Okay,
talk.
hold up. Let's just get to it. 8th grade, we had a good relationship.
Yes.
Amazing relationship.
Yes, everything was
We're
fine.
in love. Disneyland.
Everything was
It's
good.
going up.
Yes.
And by the way, her being like a robot, you guys, this is her. Like, she's
Yeah.
like, this is how she shows emotion. But just know, she was crying for me all day.
It was
8th grade year, you were crying for me all day.
Yeah, okay.
You was fucking, you were like, oh, don't leave me. I used to be like, fuck you.
You were always like.
But I was sad too. Don't trip.
Yeah.
It was both of us.
It
was
was
a price.
a mutual.
It was,
Okay.
and she's older than me by a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I used to be like, bro, our signs. I was like, does it make sense? And you're like, and I used to be
We're
like,
just both emotionally like.
oh fuck, yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like, she's like a very much like a, fuck you, don't fucking talk to me, and I'll be like, okay,
In the
but I'm
moment,
really
yeah.
sad, and then I'll get a call like, or not a call, maybe like a Facebook text or whatever situation. We go to 9th grade, and it's going up, but 9th grade, she's the new pretty girl.
I don't think it was that.
Yes. Oh my God. Let me get out my
It
chest.
wasn't that.
Okay.
It wasn't that.
Okay.
We had a talk. You were forgetting that talk we had. We had a talk.
Going to 9th grade.
8th grade before going to 9th grade, yes. We had a talk, and we were at the park. I had asked for, like, permission with my sister to even go to the fucking park
You
to,
broke up
like,
with
be
me?
able to talk to you. Yeah. Then we had a conversation. I was like, you know what? Like, I do love you, but, like, the way that, like, you're doing things, like, I feel like I can't, like, at the end of the day, you know, I want the best for you, and I just feel like you're not changing.
8th going to 9th grade.
Yes. And
I remember
and I was
after
like,
graduation.
if you don't change, like, I don't think I could be with you no more.
And then,
Type vibes. Yeah. And,
And
then,
then-
you were like, okay, like,
cool.
and yeah, and we didn't talk after that, like, that whole summer, like, until
Oh, we
after.
did. We did. That's because we would do these things where we would break up for months and then somehow
That
be
was
together
like
the
the
next
first
day.
time we broke up, like,
Oh,
for,
for
a
real,
while,
for real,
yeah.
for real, for real. Okay, I
For
do remember
real,
this.
yeah.
And then we go to 9th grade.
Yeah.
And then your boy come back. You feel me?
Yes.
Come back into the game, Pops.
Yep.
She didn't even last 2 weeks without, you haven't changed. Because 2 weeks later, somehow you came to kick it or we said hi.
I think you randomly showed up, and I was just, like, at the benches with, like, people.
So we had mutual friends.
And yeah.
And I
so
showed
you
up with Beltran with a bottle.
Yeah.
And
I hadn't seen in a long time.
we would have
since
seen each
then.
other,
So
but
I
it was
like,
but you were okay. Let's get to the okay, Miss. I'm a senior cheer. You want water?
yeah.
Get some of this one.
I don't know where mine is at.
Unless you want a Red Bull. You want a Red Bull better?
I had my water. Oh, I left it over there.
Can you pass it for you?
Please.
So you're okay. She's little Miss. I'm a freshman, but I'm on varsity cheerleading. She's
At the
like
time, I was going into varsity.
she's going up. She's like the pretty girl. Like she's doing it up. And you're like,
I was just more emotionally stable. So
that's-
I think
fuck no.
a little bit.
A
From
fucking
like 7th grade, yes.
you were a
definitely.
percentage fucking okay. Talk about also fucking way. Fuck no, you were as equally as fucked up as you were in 8th grade.
I
Okay,
was doing a little bit better.
9th grade, I see you. You're like with your girls. You guys are the new freshmen. I'm gonna talk shit. You bitches think y'all doing it up. You with your little group. I'm like, oh, you bitches is weak. Cause you know what time I'm on. I'm on demon time. You feel me? Like I'm going up.
That's because you like during that whole summer, I think you were just like literally just doing like you.
I was just doing me. I was
Yeah,
painting
you
a
were,
lot
like, drinking the whole time.
and then we get to senior year. No, freshman year. Freshman
it
year.
was- yeah, it was
freshman.
freshman
And then it's like we're all the new kids. We're all freshmen.
Mm-hmm.
But keep in mind, our middle school is inside our high school, so we already know some people. We're not wearing orange no more.
It was after like we ended things in freshman year that you left, huh, to MC. Like you were only there like not even the first semester of freshman. You were there for like a
I
couple.
got out of
weeks.
jail.
Yeah.
No, so okay, so let me tell you. You're right. Okay, the first 2 months. So were we together?
No, we weren't, cause you had just gotten out. So
No, we had to be together. There's no way we weren't together.
we weren't together, but we were right to each other still.
No, okay, no. So fresh year. Okay, no, I'm not there yet.
That's
Oh,
a
I
different
can't wait to
story.
get that one on my chest.
You really have a lot of these like built up right
You're
now.
a piece of shit, fool.
I'm really not.
But
I
I'm-
will write to you
but,
every
but
time.
but I'm equally a piece of shit.
I mean, we could equally say that we
Okay.
both did that.
So 8th grade year happens. 8th grade year is a great year for us.
Yeah.
We're in love. We're doing this. She decides to break up with me somehow. Whatever. We break up.
You know the reason.
We go, because I was a bad kid and you were a good kid. She's
It
trying to get her
wasn't
life
even
together.
that. It was just
No,
like,
she thought she was
damn,
gonna go.
how much more am I gonna cry for this guy? I keep telling him to fucking do good, and he doesn't want to. Like,
And all you think about it, you're like, I could have put up with it. I was like, but like, she's like, she probably thought she was gonna go to senior year and fall in love with like a senior, a football player. I don't know. It didn't work out for her though, because we go into freshman year 2 weeks in, and she's on it. She's like, so what? You're not gonna say hi to me? I remember. I was like,
you were acting like you didn't know me, bro.
What
do you mean?
I was like, fucking should.
Why though?
But you were like,
we were still cool. Like there was nothing.
no, you broke my heart. And
I
then
guess.
you broke my heart, I guess. Like,
I did break
grade.
your heart because I
remember I was like, damn, for real? You were like, yeah. And I was like, okay,
You're
cool.
right.
And then
I was heartbroken too, though. That whole summer, I was like sad.
yeah, you were depressed. I remember.
Yeah.
And then 8th grade, and then I see you 2 weeks in. I pull up to benches, and I was with Beltran, and
I remember that.
we pull up with a bottle. But we're all getting. We started early, but her and all her homegirls, all the homegirls, I guess you would say in the group, where they're growing into we finna start getting drunk, lit. We're freshmen.
Barely. We're trying.
Yeah,
It's
we're
like high school.
High
you know,
school
so
shit,
it's
yeah.
Different.
So I pull up and we're like, oh yeah, we gotta. But it's one of those days where you don't have practice. Maybe it was like everybody that went to South Castro, let's kick it. But it happened to be all the homegirls. We pull up, and I say hi to everybody but you, and everybody's kind of like, oh shit, I guess.
Yeah.
Because we're the only couple that made it out of high school.
Well, I think we were the only. Well,
We're the only couple that really dated through.
Yeah,
We were like a
dated.
real couple.
Yeah.
And then I remember I pull up and you're like, and then I'm like sipping, but you're like sit here and I'm sitting here, and I'm like sipping, passing the bottle, and you know me, I'm like talking shit. I'm let me bump.
You're acting like nothing. Literally.
I was like, who the fuck is this? It's like,
Yeah.
as white as you are, I'm like, ghost. I'm like, this bitch broke my heart. I'm not talking to you.
You were hurt. That's why.
I was definitely hurt though, but and then I was like, you were like, and then you were like, you're not gonna say hi? And then I was like, say hi, fool. Get over it. And I was like, you want a shot?
Yeah.
And then you were like,
awkward.
I think you were like, no, I'm okay. And then you left. And I was like, weird. I was like, what the
Yeah, I
fuck? And then your two main homegirls left with you, and me and the rest of the homegirls. And I was like, because if I fall into this trap, I know where we're going to go with it. And then it's said and
I
done.
was like, I know where this goes.
Said and done. A week later, we ran into each other again somehow. And you're like, why'd you ignore me? I think we sat down and talked, and we got back together.
Yeah.
We're like, fuck it, let's get back together, whatever. We got back together. We got back together, and then
You left.
we're together, but then I left to MC.
We broke up before you left, though. I'm trying to think.
No,
what happened in between that? Because
No, okay, so no. We were together. We had to be together. There's no way we weren't together.
we were definitely not together when you left to NC. Because I know I would not be with you knowing that you're in another school.
And with you guys, when I mean MC, we're like a block away from each other.
Yeah, and still I wouldn't.
Trust issues. She's jealous.
It's not even that. I'm just like.
No, because I still spend a lot of time. Okay, I guess, you know what? I guess we weren't together.
No, because you know that I would not be in a relationship with you knowing that you're going to another school. You would have stayed. I don't know why you left.
We all got kicked out.
Oh, that's what happened.
Remember, there was like a group of us like, nah, no, fuck no, we're together.
We couldn't have been.
I got kicked out like,
We were already like 15, gonna be 16.
you know what? You're right, because I started getting locked up. I started getting like,
And you weren't in for a while.
no, I was freshman year. I was doing like I would go for like a week, come out, 3 weeks, come out, and I was like on house arrest. We weren't together?
No, because then I was with you for a little bit of the time when you were on house arrest. Cause I
Okay.
would go see you. But
No.
then after a while, like you just
You're
kept
right.
getting
And no, fuck no, because
you're missing a whole chunk of timeline. And I think that's what's
for
it.
real?
Yeah.
Because, okay, we weren't together 8th grade, 9th grade. No, fool, you know how I remember we're together? No, you're right. You're
It's so
right.
funny how we really just barely remember because it was
And
a
then,
long time ago.
and then we got back together like around January. So this is 2014. 2015, we get back together like in January.
Yeah.
So we broke up again. We dated for like 2 months again, a month. We broke up again. We broke up all winter break.
Yeah, and I know.
We broke up all winter break,
Yeah.
and you hated.
2015 was the last year, literally.
No,
Yes,
no,
it definitely was.
You ready for this? I'm about to fuck your head up.
I know that because in 2016, like.
No, you're fucking special ed. No, you're wrong. Because freshman year, 2014, September through December, we went together in September, got back together in October. We did our anniversary. We still counted it.
Yeah.
We still counted like our 1 year. That'll be like a 1 year, 2 year. That was our 2 year.
Freshman, yeah, it was
2 years. Mm-hmm. We started dating, let's say 7th grade, so 2 years. It was 2 years. And then, who knows, 2 or 1, who gives a fuck? We're together. And then we made a friend that year, our freshman year. We're gonna bleep this name too. But her name was Rosemary. And you were not a fan.
She was your friend. You said we made a friend.
I meant like
that was your homegirl.
You were not a fan.
Yeah, because you would do nothing but like just kick it and like drink with her.
You were livid, like fool.
I'm like, what are you even doing?
You're like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah, I don't even know. How'd you meet her?
She was a freshman at Belmont too, but from John Leahy.
Oh, and you guys just kind of.
And then one time, how I met her is pivotal because it's like, pivotal is the right word? Like important? I don't think that's the right word. I just sounded crazy.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Pivotal.
I dropped you off to practice. Like, we get out of school. Let's say 2:55. You have to be downstairs by 3:15. I drop you off real quick. I come back up. I need to smoke some weed. And this was my group at the moment. It's me. We're bleeping this name too. Youngster. YG. Alexandra's ex. No. It's
that was not Alexandra's
Eddie.
at the time.
It was me.
I'm like, who the fuck is Youngster?
Eddie. YG. Scar on his
Eddie,
neck.
No, I know Eddie.
And you remember Youngster?
Yeah.
Scar on his neck. Him. Fucking. We're gonna bleep. All these names I'm mentioning on this part, we're bleeping. April.
Uh-huh.
And everybody. There's a lot of us. There's a lot of us that are just like drinking, kicking it. Jesus, Jesus.
Yeah, I remember.
So we're deep, but I'm dropping you off, and I come back up, and I'm like, hey, who got a piece? I want to smoke a bowl. Oh, my God, you smoked your first weed with me, too. Yeah, because we got back to you. That's how I remember it. I knew it, but you fucking my head up.
Because Beltran was there, too.
You fucking my head up. Okay.
No, I'm saying that it was somehow in, like...
We dated again.
Before the middle of 2016, because, like...
No, 2016...
Towards the end...
I'm getting to that. We broke up 2016.
Yeah.
2016, like, 2016, like...
Probably like the 3rd March or April.
Like right before my birthday. Yes. It was like we called it quits, like
yes.
for real.
Yes.
So this was early. This was 2014, and we're kicking it. We're okay again.
Yeah.
Freshman year, first semester, we're okay again. We're drinking, we're smoking. You like do your thing, but fool, like figure it out.
Yeah.
But you're cool too, cause I'm like, all your homegirls want to get drunk. You're like, you're not getting drunk with my nigga, but my nigga's the one with the alcohol, like.
Yeah, I don't think I minded because you like they were my homegirls, you know, and like
but you
they
were
were
also,
your homegirls too. I feel like,
but you were also very much like.
It depends on who it was though, cause like like I was cool with like Alexandra and then
like certain girls, yeah,
exactly.
But you were also big like, you can't like, cause you would see girls come. I think that was a problem when I would be with you. Girls would be like, "What's up, fool? Drink up."
Yeah, because you were friendly.
And you would be like, and I'd be like, yeah, it's cool, yeah, we'll figure it out, Pops. And you would be like.
I'm pretty sure you would still go and like do it though, like either on the weekends.
But you gotta make it seem like that.
Not that I cared, because regardless, like.
You stayed, so you can't complain. Yeah.
And I feel like you would still do you, and I wasn't around, you know, and I knew that.
Yeah,
like,
but
I cannot control what the fuck you're like. You were with your homies drinking at the block. I cannot control that.
Yeah, but also
but
I wasn't like.
There?
But our relationship was like. One, I've always been like a very popular kid, so I get what you're saying. Where you were like, because we were kind of like we were also like the very cool couple. Like you were a cheerleader and I was like the tagger, and it was like, okay, yeah, my boyfriend will get you a bottle, and you would but you take advantage. I don't even know where the
fuck you would be getting bottles.
You'll be like, hey, I need a bottle. I'll be like, who's it for? And you'll tell me, I'll be like, all right, I need this much. I'll be like, okay, I got you.
That's funny. I'm pretty sure probably I did ask you like once or twice.
You were like, hey, I need a bottle for me and the squad.
This was freshman year.
You were like, I need a bottle for me and the cheer squad. I'm like, who's it? I'm like, okay. I'm like, but who's it for? And you'll be like, and then me and Buddha will go do missions, and you'll be like, oh, here. And we used to rack them, but 20 bucks at the moment was a lot. You used to be like, here, 20. I'd be like, oh, yeah, come on. We got about 30 more in the backpack if you need them. And you used to be like, stop doing that. But also, we were like the cool kids. Like, you were my girlfriend that was in the cheer squad. You were like...
Do you remember the time that we, like, you just reminded me right now because you kept talking about cheer. The time where, like, we smoked and I went to practice, like, super fucking faded.
Talking about smoking before we get into that. Shout out Big Chief, the sponsorship.
Shout out Big Chief.
This is how I convinced Camila to come today.
I know. He's like, I'm going to give you a care package. I'm like, let me see what
This is big weed, a lot of weed.
Excited.
Too much weed.
Super excited.
By
I
the way.
actually just ran out right now.
So. Oh, perfect. There's like 30 cards for you in there. Figure it out. But shout out, you're good for like a month. Nah, you smoke a lot, actually.
No, I'm probably good for like more than a month.
Okay, yeah.
I don't smoke that much no more.
Shout out Big Chief because we wish we had Big Chief when we were in the 9th grade because
especially
we were smoking some bullshit.
You definitely smoked more than me. Yeah.
Yeah, we were smoking some bullshit. Shout out Big Chief. They got what do we put in here for you? We put a gang of stuff. I'm gonna show it off for you. We got big carts. We got edibles, like Pop Rocks. I think I gave you some of these before, right? Probably at the house. There's just a gang of shit. Me and Camila wish we had it in the 9th grade. We didn't fucking have it. We had some brown shit, but Big Chief.
We would smoke out of the fucking pen caps.
We would smoke out of pen caps. Okay.
Super exciting.
So
I'm excited.
Just slow down the timeline real quick. We break up 8th grade, go into 9th grade. We're not together for maybe July, August, September. We get back together like mid-September. Now we're together throughout until like December. We break up in December. We're together from like September, October, November. We break up September, December. And also, I think a lot of the breaking up was because you knew that you weren't gonna see me.
Yeah.
Like you would tell me like, dude, like I can't see, and
I couldn't even visit you or anything.
And I used to be like, nah, we'll make it happen. Like, and I was on house arrest a lot.
Yeah.
Cause I was on house arrest all of December.
Mm-hmm. And I wasn't even allowed to go out, so I'm like, how am I gonna even see? Like,
you know what? Shout out Andrea.
Yes. Shout out.
Shout out Andrea.
Yeah, she always had your back. She like to this day like really cares for you.
She's cool as fuck.
She does. She's always cared for you.
One of my favorite stories to tell when I'm potting is I used to be like one time I was on house arrest and it was maybe a Saturday, like a random Saturday, like maybe in December or something. We still try to make it happen, but I get it. And then I was like, hey, I could go out today. And you're like, okay, let me call Andrea. Andrea is older than her by like 3-4 years, so your uncle will let you go hang out with her. Mm-hmm. And I called my CDP officer and I was like, hey, they're fumigating my house. I gotta leave. And I was like, I'm gonna go to my aunt's. Yeah. And I have my CDP officer talk to my, and then me and you went to the View and drank 40s.
Yeah. And thinking about it now, I'm like, my sister, I don't know if like my aunt is gonna watch this, but we would like tell my uncle like, you know, that we were gonna go together, and like shout out her for real, cause she would tell him like,
your aunt would do it too.
No, I'm just saying like they don't know that, you know, like we would lie to them, we would lie to him and be like, oh, like we're gonna go together like to her friend's house, and then she would drop me off with you, and then you know you and I would like go do our own.
But we had like a timeline. Like,
yeah, we had a schedule. She would tell you like, all right, then I'm gonna pick her up at this time, then because like I already told my uncle that I'm coming back from my friend's house at this time, and I was supposed to be with her. Like
So I remember we used to link up. So how y'all doing? I'm gonna finish. Give me like 30 more minutes. Y'all go wait in the office with Callie. Yeah, go wait in the office. Yeah. How y'all doing? Y'all good? Yeah. So we'll cut this part. But so we're back. So yeah, we used to be like, oh yeah, we have like this timeline. Like this is what we have. And then we used to kick it. And then that one time it was funny because I was on house arrest and we fucking, I don't know what the fuck got into our head, but we're like, I was like, I'm gonna put you on a View. And typical Camila was like, one of the views you be with bitches with that when you're fucking kicking it and not with me. And I used to be like,
no, because I remember you said you used to always go with your homies to that View. That sucks. That View's gone now. But
it's gone, you guys. And I'm gonna send you the picture. This like, is the View.
Tossed to the ground.
And you guys, this was 9 years ago.
Yeah.
Almost, maybe 8.
That was like a legendary
And this is Camila's hair with the 40.
Oh, yeah, you have that picture.
I have that picture. And I have another one, too, where it's her and my tag and a 40.
It's the abandoned. It was
The abandoned hospital.
Like hospital, right? The Temple one.
Yeah, the Temple one.
Like, we could say it.
Yeah, we could say it. Yeah, we used to kick it there on the roof, and we went in and we went in. We drank 40s.
I'm like,
And I was like, and that shit, those shit used to mean a lot to us.
that's
Like,
so, like, I'm pretty sure my uncle would like never ever think that's exactly what the fuck I was doing. Like,
but we thought that shit was the most romantic thing in the world. We thought we was doing something. We was like, oh, we up right now. We gotta hang out, kick it out of 40. Like,
I know.
it was big
We
vibes.
had like the most deep talks. Too.
Oh, we used to sit there and talk for it. And that day we kicked it there till like we got there at 5 and we left like at 10. You had to be home at 11. I remember. She was like, yeah, I'm gonna scoop her up. I was like, yeah. And this was a time where I was like trooping. We used to walk everywhere.
Yeah. We walked it there, I think. Or no, I think we took the bus.
That's why I was healthier then. We used to walk everywhere, you guys.
Had to.
We was big walking from like Echo Park to K-Town to fucking downtown. We was just big trooping, and we did that. We walked there, whatever. I remember we hung out. That was a good time, because I remember that was a time where you kind of like, you like let everything out, where you were like, dude, like, I'm in love. Like, you need to figure it out. And I was like,
yeah, we had like a really deep.
and you were like you're like, I see. This how deep it was, where you were like, I see a future. Like, we just gotta like, I'm like, we're in a good place. We were like at the healthiest at the moment. We're in a really good place, and bada bing, bada boom. And that's why I was never mad at you when you would break up with me, when I wouldn't be able to see you, because I could only understand how frustrating it is for you not to be able to see the person you want to be with every day. So when you would, now I understand. At the moment, it was like, what the fuck, you weird. Like,
you know, it's crazy though, because I feel like not everyone's like that. Like, you say that you understand, and like you could, understand where you know it's hard to not see the person that you like love or want to be with all the time. But I feel like not everyone thinks like that. Like, I feel like a lot of people are just super cool with like, I'll see you when I see you.
It sounds crazy, but I knew what it came with dating you.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, I know that when we do have time, we're going to make the best out of it. I know that when we do get together, we're going to figure some shit out. I know that when I walk her home, I might run into 30 of my enemies, but it is what it is. We're going to thug it out. I used to walk you home. I used to have, sometimes the homies would follow us, but a block away.
I remember a couple of times.
They used to like follow us, and ever one of them, or they used to follow them. We used to walk ahead, but they will follow us just in case we ran into anybody. And I remember I was telling everybody how I was doing. They're like, how close are you guys? I'm like, dog, we went through a lot together, like as kids. Like, where we went through a lot of personal shit, went through a lot of us shit, we went through a lot of deep shit. Where it's like, damn, like we really been through a lot in life. Where it was like, fuck. So that's why I understood that was your way of, because I understood how much it sucked then, where it was like, the one person that gets me, I can't see him, but then I'm out, and then it would start fights. I remember it used to be like, why are you not replying? I'm like, Dick, my mom didn't pay my phone. It used to be like, well, get on the Wi-Fi, because I used to go out.
I think it was just hard for me because I knew what you were doing, you know?
And
so I was just always wanted you to be safe. I'm like, I wonder if he's good. Like, so I'm like, if you're not, like, I literally didn't know. So I feel like it was more of like just wanting you to like be good.
And fucking R.I.P. Nevik. And my dog Mohammed, he's still alive, but R.I.P. Nevik.
They were like your closest.
Yeah, they were like some of my closest homies at the moment. I used to thug with Nevik and Mohammed Friday through Sunday. I didn't have a phone with service.
It used to be like, is it not Norwalk, but you
Culver City.
Culver City. And
I would tell her like, hey, I'm leaving. She used to be like, why? Just stay. Like, and at the moment, I feel like the streets were just crazy. I used to do a lot. Like, I was really young.
You did not give a fuck.
I did not give. We were like 13, 12 on the train from Echo Park, from downtown LA to Culver City to South Central. And I used to only talk to you when I was in the Wi-Fi. But then I remember you used to hit me like, bro, I'm worried. Like, where you at? Why you not? And it's like 3 a.m. and I'm replying barely like, hey, we just got an Nevik. And you used to be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, or I think until the next day I would respond, because sometimes I think my uncle would take my phone away in the night. Mm-hmm. So I would like have to tell you like I'll reply in the morning. Or sometimes I would like text you from my sister's phone. And
you used to be like, you used to tell me, hit Andrea if you need anything. If you need a ride, like an emergency, call Andrea. You used to tell me like, I used to be like, pray. She
was always so accepting now that I like think about it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Because they really thought I was like a super horrible criminal.
Like, for you to really, she had to get to know you though, like as a person.
Yeah, because you don't have any brothers. So when I met her, she sat there and interrogated me, and I'm right there like, okay, no, I get it. Yeah, no, yeah. And I'm right there like, fool, shut up. Like,
I think we walked home together one day, and that's how you guys also got to know each other.
no, you know what I do remember? When the homies pulled, I dropped you off. The homies pulled up. Beltran pulled up. Keep in mind, his brother's varsity football. Beltran pulled up, and he's like, hey, let's go drink with the homies. And I'm like, who? They're like, the older fools, they know Kerim, whatever. And I'm like, it's up.
My sister was there?
And I think your sister was there, but I pulled up, and I pulled up with...
I was home already.
You're home.
Yeah.
But I pulled up with the bottles in Beltran. We're like, woo! And I'm like,
okay.
and I'm like, oh, God, that's your sister. Like, and then she's like, hi. And I'm like, hi. I was like, how old are you? And
I know, and like it's like 4 or 5 years apart.
And I was like, I'm like 13, 14. But keep in mind, I was really the bottle plug.
Yeah.
And you don't like admitting this, but she used to go with me and raw bottles too.
You don't like admitting this. I don't know.
Fool, oh my God.
But I remember probably
Friday night lights before her football game. Keep in mind, she's in varsity, so she cheers till 7.
What liquor was it? Maybe I remember.
CVS, Sunset.
No way.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I would remember that.
No, what? We used to.
Did I stand outside or something?
No, you definitely walked in, held my hand,
No
and was
way.
like a decoy. What?
There's no way. Maybe at a liquor store. If you would have said like
Haley's
a liquor
in India
store
right
in
now?
Tempo or something, yeah. I don't know. She'll probably answer you.
Okay,
though,
I'm gonna call Haley.
I don't know.
Go ahead.
If it's like, if
No,
you would have said the liquor
fool.
store right there on like Tempo, then yes.
No, you definitely want to go buy beer with me. We used to buy from there. We didn't rob it from there.
Yeah,
You definitely,
she used to sell it to you, at fucking 13, 14 years old.
I definitely carried. You definitely carried some 40s in your cheer bag.
Yeah, that. Yeah.
Yes,
I don't
those
know
were
about the bottles though.
Dog. Oh my God. Let's see if Haley answers. She's in India.
She's in India right now.
She told me she was in India. I was like, you're lying.
Yeah, she's in India.
Like, what the fuck are you?
She's gonna be in India for 10 days.
She's not home. Haley. Oh, she answered. Haley. What time is it at in India? What? Damn, motherfucker.
5:21 a.m.
Oh my God.
Were you sleeping?
We just woke me up, nigga.
Oh, sorry. India. Body. I'm so sorry. Okay.
You wanna see it outside?
I don't want to see outside. Where me? I'm with Camila right now. We're doing this interview.
Oh, interesting.
Hey, do you remember when Camila used to go with me to CVS, hold my hand while I put UV bottles in my pants, and she walked out with me because she was part of the varsity football team at Belmont, and she.
I was part of the varsity football team.
Oh, not the football team.
Yeah. You know what? I do remember that actually, April.
That's crazy because I don't.
Also, when Camila would try to give you rules, and then she'd get sad when you didn't follow them.
Dog, she used to give me rules to follow.
You would get sad when you didn't follow them. Damn, Haley, what the fuck, bitch?
Hey, Camila's trying to play this whole thing on the interview right now where she was like the in love one, but she didn't show it. I'm like, you were a fucking shit.
No, I definitely was. I can admit it.
No, yeah, she was super in love with you. Like when you were in
I would
jail,
go to Haley's house and cry when you were locked up.
Yeah, she shit.
Haley used to have beers under her bed.
I remember.
And she used to like give me a couple. I was like crying for you. So I can admit
You were that was community. Dude, imagine there was Grupo Firme back then?
No, listen. I remember this bitch would wait for your letter. She would get your letter, read the letter, be sad about the letter, come back to my house, stay in the bed, be sad about it.
Read it again.
And then just like steal a beer from under my bed. And that would be the whole day. And we would listen to
Yeah.
No, I know who you was bumping the weekend. It was bad. Your weekend obsession was.
It was big, like House of Balloons. Like
Dog, you were
Depression.
upset. Dog, I was like, I was over there bumping some. I don't know what I was bumping, but I was going up, and you was over there, big weekend vibes. All right, I'm gonna call you back. Bye.
That's funny.
Oh, I can't wait till we get to the letters part because it's gonna be such a great conversation. She knows why.
That's
okay.
so funny.
So we're together. We're having
Now her mentioning the letters part.
The letters part is crazy. Okay, you guys. So we get to, then we're not together December, and I kind of started figuring out the routine where you were like, you dealt with a lot of bad depression, so you prefer being without me than being with me and not being able to see me at all. That was like your scapegoat. Like, this is my chance where I get to kind of like, you would, if anything, you would put yourself, I think, in more depression.
I think it was just easier for me, like you said yourself, to like understand that I couldn't see you and like accept that, rather than like have to miss you and feel depressed because I like know you're like
The
not,
one happiness
you know.
is like
Well,
not
yeah, because you wouldn't even be. I couldn't even talk on the phone with you.
facts.
So
And this is all you guys I get what you're saying now. It was more like in a sense to where it was like the one person that gets
yeah,
to
and I was
keep me at ease. I can't talk to him.
yeah.
So I'm gonna get depressed that I hella
Not
miss
even
it.
that, but I feel like I was also going through it like
No,
personally,
but that's what I'm saying.
Like you said.
It was like adding to it.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're like, I prefer just dealing with one depression than than dealing with the other one and putting two together, and it's like, oh well, now I'm a fucking shit show.
Yeah, because honestly, during that timeline of my life is when I really kind of realized, like, or I guess started to accept what like my life is like, like the way that I grew up.
Yeah.
I was little when I went through all the things I did, and I feel like that age gap when we were like meeting each other, that's when I was barely starting to understand, like, oh damn, this is what I went through when I was little, like this is what it is right now. So like you were there for me like through that time.
Yeah,
so
and
I
then
feel like that's what it added up.
But the times those whole 2 years was a roller coaster.
Yeah.
But essentially we were together. Like the whole 2 years, it was like that we never went more than a week without talking. It was somehow we figured it out. We're high by. But 2 years we're in love. We get to now we're in 20.
Talk about the letter.
Now we're in 2015.
Yeah.
We come back and we're together again. We're doing it up. I'm at a different school. We're together. We're having fun. You're like, you got to come to the football games. You got to come see me. Oh, you know what we didn't talk about? When I got my ass beat in front of the cops.
I thought that's what you were going to mention.
No, that happened freshman year, the first semester.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I thought that's what you were going to mention when we mentioned
Don't
my
hit
sister. Yeah, because, Andrea was there, so I thought that's what you were going to bring up. But yeah, I don't know how that started.
It was homecoming.
Yeah.
Homecoming.
I know you spit at the cop's face.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to remember, like, how did it start?
Okay.
Andrea was there.
Andrea was like,
it's because because you were sitting on the cop car. So you were talking shit, and we were, like, out in front of of Belmont.
Yeah.
And, like, and it was, like, you, me, Beltran, like, my sister, and you were just talking shit. Like,
but I didn't start it. He was like, get the fuck off my car.
Yeah, but then you were sat on the car, and he was like, get the fuck up. And you always were just hard-headed, especially, during that time, like, the most, I think. You were more hard-headed than ever. And he told you to, like, get the fuck out of his car, and you didn't. And I think that's when he was like I was like, hey, fool, say it nicely, at least. Yeah, and he just basically told you to, like, get out. But because you didn't, he was like, all right, like, I'm gonna put you in handcuffs. Like, I'm gonna arrest you, bro. And then from there, you're like, why? I'm not even doing nothing. Like, and then he just, like, handcuffed you. And then from there, you always have had, like, a short temper. So I think it kind of, like, pissed you off that from there you were, like, already kind of.
Yeah, no. I think, yeah. And then they surrounded me. And typical you, dramatic you.
No, because you spit at them. So I was like, fuck, they're going to fuck him up. And I think they did. They, like, dropped you.
Yeah, they beat him. That fool shocked me.
Yeah,
that one fool, the one that always catches slipping. The Moreno, the buff fool.
Yeah, I remember him.
He was Latino,
like,
but he was darker.
School, like,
cops. But that fool was like, I think I told that fool, like, hey, fool. I was like, hey, fool, if...
And yeah, I think you told him, like, why the fuck are you grabbing me like that? Because they were pulling you, like, really hard. Like, they
but
were,
in
like,
front
mad.
of everybody.
Yeah, because I feel like they were very much, like, I feel like they have some sort of authority. So they were like, I'm going to pull him because he didn't fucking listen to me type. So from there, he, like, dropped you to the floor, and it was just
And
like,
then I was like, if you don't let me go, I'm going to spit at you.
Yeah.
And he's like, do it. And but I'm talking about
I didn't fucking think you were going to do it.
I'm talking, because I said it loud.
But at the same time, I'm like, I already know he is. Like, I just knew something was going to happen.
Because he's like, that fool's like, I think I told him that. But everybody's coming out. Homecoming, we just beat maybe Royal Bar MC. And I spit at that fool.
It was in the night, huh? Yeah.
In the night. I spit at him. And then I get shocked. And then Buddha tries to rush him. But then the whole football team saw Buddha because of Kareem. And then you're trying to go grab me, but then your sister's like,
yeah,
bitch, that's not what you're not finna do.
Yeah.
You go to jail, my uncle, this is over for you.
Yeah.
And then I go, and then...
They just took your ass.
And they just took me. And it was over with. It was like, fuck. And then you were like, you could have got shot. You were just on some, like, you were on some shit. And then whatever.
We have so much to talk
We
about.
have so much.
Damn, part 2.
We fucking, fuck no, we're gonna do it, bang it out. They're gonna sit here for about 2 hours, fuck it. And then we get to senior. No, what the fuck? Why do I keep saying senior? We're in sophomore year
You
now.
do. You keep saying senior. I'm like, you're not confusing me with.
Nah, that one I missed.
I was about to say too. I'm like, when did you meet her? Because you kept saying sophomore and like junior, and I'm like, when did you start dating her? Because I know you guys dated for a couple years. So I'm
We
like,
dated for 2 years.
yeah. So it was like junior year.
I met her in my junior year. So
Yeah.
now we're in 2015, beginning of 2015. We're okay now. I remember it's my birthday. You ditched to come see me. Hems brought you, and I was passed out drunk in the quid.
I remember that.
And I was passed out in the house.
Damn, that's crazy.
And you're like, motherfucker, I had your gift. But I was too drunk. You came to see me like you ditched like you got there at 11. I was already drunk by 11.
It was in the morning.
In the morning,
Oh, we pulled up to the block.
and you knocked and I didn't open.
Yeah, you were drunk already, I think. From the night before, I think, or something.
No, from the fucking
The morning?
that 8 a.m.
Yeah.
Drinking for, and then I was blacked out. But then I still saw you the next day. I think we're doing okay, I guess you would say, right? But then at the moment, I start doing Alondra's 15.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and then you couldn't do it.
No, I went to jail.
Yeah, you'd end up coming out.
But I remember I caught a tag on the. You remember in that mirror, in the Belmont mirror?
Oh, yes. And the cheer one. Yeah. You're funny.
Oh my God! Why did I do that?
It's probably still there.
I hope so. I'm burnt out for doing that
You
one.
got in trouble because of that.
No, they didn't fully. Shout out Magali. She remember
Yeah.
she was coaching us for Alondra's
Yeah.
15.
Yeah.
Alondra's also another girl that we went to school with. She was also she was
You
She
met
was a
Mayeli.
Is Mayeli or Magali?
No, it's
Mayeli.
like, Mayeli.
Mayeli.
Yeah.
I'm with Mayeli.
She knew I was with you, and she really, like, cared for me, too. So that's why she was, like, had your back.
But I run back this conversation where we're together and she told me that they had a meeting. You and your uncle.
Oh, I think so. About you.
About me, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Do you remember that meeting?
Yeah, that was my cheer coach. I don't remember, like, too much, but I'm pretty sure she probably... I think what it was is because you had caught that tag, and then I don't know if she did know about the fact that my uncle didn't want me with you.
Yeah.
But I feel like I would mention it to her because she knew you would wait for me.
Yeah, because
So
remember one time...
she was, like, on my side at the same time.
Yeah, she was like...
She was, like, on our side.
No, she pulled me to the side when she was like, hey, you know her family doesn't like you, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah. But I already knew it. But, you know, I was like... And we were like... I mean, Dick, we're fucking in love. Like, I don't give a fuck. We're, like, living this Romeo and Juliet shit where, like, my family, your family don't like me, and I
Yeah,
don't give
like,
a
I
fuck.
didn't care.
Like, what the fuck? Like...
At all.
And I do remember we would train at Belmont. I don't know if they were allowed to do that, but we would train for a 15 at Belmont.
Did we?
For Alondra, I did. For Alondra's 15.
Oh, I don't remember because I was never.
Yeah. And then I caught that tag once, and then the coach came in, and I'm sitting there like,
Oh, you know why you guys practiced there? Because since the coach that she was like teaching you guys, so it was like cool.
and I caught a tag. And then Alondra's like, they're giving us a speech, like, and I'm sitting there like, but remember that fucking dumb fat bitch snitched on me?
Sarah?
No.
No.
Sarah's crazy. I don't know who that is.
Sarah's crazy. Who? I mean, there was like, I just only thought of one fat bitch. That's why.
The one, remember I was like, man, I want to have Rosemary beat that bitch up. And you were like, no.
I know who exactly who you're talking about.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Remember she snitched on me.
Yeah.
And then they told you like, hey, your boyfriend caught this tag here. And nobody's ever touched this mirror because the guys don't go in there. It's fucking for the cheerleader. But since we're practicing there, I caught a fat ass tag too. It was clean, like right where you could see it. And I remember the only ones that knew who that was you, Alondra, and who's the other girl? The morenita with glasses. Jackie.
Oh yeah.
And
That's so crazy. I forgot about.
and Shaylee.
Yeah.
Because you guys went to school with me, you guys knew what my nickname was, what crew I was from.
Yeah.
So you guys were the only ones that like knew about the tag. And you guys, obviously, you were like, that's my man. I'm not finna say nothing. But they were complaining about it, and then she snitched on me.
Yeah.
And then, but she didn't say who I was. She was like Camila's boyfriend.
Yeah.
And I remember you're like, I think you didn't tell her nothing, but
I just remember I stopped fucking with her after
you were like,
that.
bitch, you
I was
weird.
just
Like,
yeah, she's weird for that. Because, like, I wasn't even there. And then...
No, I caught it during
the practice.
Quince practice.
Yeah.
And I remember you were like, and at the moment you were homegirls with Josie.
Mm-hmm.
And then you were like, what the fuck? And Josie was like, bitch, she was captain, I think. Josie was captain. So she was like, bitch, why would you do that? Like you guys were deep on like sisterhood or whatever the fuck you guys were part of. But
yeah, we were getting close during the time, yeah, and she was telling me about it. I'm like, I didn't even know like when it happened. So it was just weird for her to like snitch. It was also like being a cheerleader was very like
dramatic.
well, everything was so strict. Like we couldn't do like anything. Like if we were in our uniform, like we couldn't be fucking talking to certain people.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, I remember.
You know, like it would like if you're kissing your boyfriend and you're in your uniform, like you can't be doing that. Like things like that.
And she used to be a hater, the older coach.
Yeah, I think she was just like she was a mom, and
her daughter was,
and Mayeli was not a mom. So I feel like that's where it came from.
She was fine.
Like she was like a mom. She would just give mom vibes. Who, Mayeli?
Mayeli was a bad.
Oh, you're confusing her name now.
Nah, but yeah. I remember. Yeah, she was like big mom vibes. I remember she was being a hater. I was like, what the fuck you being a hater for? But she snitched, and you was like, man, you were like, I'm about to quit this shit weird. Because at that point, you're like dealing with my shit. You're like, this is my nigga. Fuck it is what it is. Like, and I remember you even came to you even gave
got in trouble for
you even gave Rosemary a chance. I
ended up talking to her.
You're like, I want to see why she's so cool. And I was like, well, come drink with us. You're like, okay, you fucking stupid.
I'm like, why? I want to see what for. I'm like, yeah, I think that's when
you did everything you weren't supposed to do in your uniform. You went to go rack bottles with me.
You said everything you weren't supposed to do.
You used to go to the probation office with me.
Really? Oh, yeah, like, because I had that little time where we would get some time
to, remember when you missed it because of me?
Yeah, we would get some time in between, like, after like school and then before the game started. Mm-hmm. So we would like I remember I did go to your probation office with you.
And you used to wait with me to get drug tested.
Yeah. It's crazy.
And then I remember we did that. We did a gang of shit, and I remember whatever that situation was, and then that's when your uncle asked for a meeting. And it was you, your uncle, the main coach, the mom, the one that came and gave a lecture. Mm-hmm. And then Mayeli.
Yeah.
Mayeli. And then she was like, yeah, they don't like you. They're like, why do they like you? I was like, I don't know. I'm a nice kid, right?
Yeah.
She's like, oh, motherfucker, you're a wobbler. Like,
yeah.
We did that, whatever, we're together, and then I get locked up. Literally hours before my court.
Because I felt like I had just been going through it like too much, you know, with myself and with you.
Typical Camila.
And now
every time
that like everybody could hear everything you said, like they could probably agree, like damn, like yeah, she did fucking like, you know, put up with like pretty much everything. I was riding with you through it all, but then at a certain point, I was like, damn, I'm starting to get emotionally exhausted too. Like I'm over here, like Haley said, I will get your letter, read your letter, cry about your letter. And then I would still go to her, read the letter again, and like cry. And I feel like that was starting to become a cycle.
No, that was before. That was after. But before I get what you're saying. I was emotionally just fucking you up even more.
Yeah.
Throughout like me not being there, me lagging, me getting drunk. Like you was just like
being in and out.
Yeah, like you were like, bro, I'm not dealing with you, fool. Like you were
at a certain point.
And you're putting up with a lot. Like you see me with bitches all the time, and it's not that I'm cheating.
We were starting to get grown. Like it was already.
He was like, why you with that bitch? Like you were starting to be a lot more honest too.
Yeah.
Like, why you with her? Why you doing this? Like, you doing too much for you. Why you stop kicking it with that? Like, you were starting to, like, how she said, you had rules. Like, don't say hi to this girl. You can't be with this bitch. I don't want to see you here.
But I think that was after, though. Like, that was for sure after. Because I was not like that in the beginning. It was, like, after.
You guys, they always come back. Because Little Miss over here broke up with me. I got locked up in May? Yeah. When's 420? No, when's 420?
Yeah, May. No.
April. This month. Wow.
Yeah, April.
April 24th, I got locked up.
Is it almost April 20th? Sorry, I'm like blowing up. Your sister.
It's almost April.
Yeah.
We break up. And then you're like, Okay, I get that. I'm like in court waiting for my name. I get the text like I'm not doing
No, we
this.
were talking. We talked. That's the talk I was talking to you about. We talked before your court date. Because we both knew you had a court date.
And you're like, and you told me you're like.
And I told you,
you're
if
like,
you get locked up in that court date, like, I
she
can't do
swears
it.
she did this.
I
we have
did.
Every
It
time
was
we're
so
drunk.
vivid.
Every
It
time we're
was so
drunk.
fucking
Every time we're
vivid,
drunk
bro.
within the last 10 years. Every time we get drunk, I'm like, fool, you're a piece of shit. And she's like, I had this fucking conversation. Middle. Now that we're older, we're like taking shots. We're like Don Julio now. I was like, fuck you, and you were like, nah, fuck.
But we had that conversation an hour
Say your
before
story,
court
so
date.
I can say mine. Go ahead, say yours.
Okay. We met up.
It's gonna be a great podcast. Okay,
We
go ahead.
met up at the park, and my intention was because we both knew you had that court date coming up, and well, I just really didn't want to keep going through that same emotional like roller coaster. You know, like obviously I'm like there for you, I care for you, but at the same time, like I'm like, you know, emotionally attached, so I do feel the same things that you're going through. So I remember I was like, I want to tell him, like, okay, you weren't sure if you were going to get locked up or not.
I was like.
You were like, I don't think so. You were
I was like, because he's giving me a gang of chances.
Yes.
I was like, nah, I'm good.
Yes.
I just have all straight Fs, but I'm okay. Like,
yeah, you're just failing every class.
I just added like fighting with a cop and
Yeah.
another tagging ticket to my shit.
But
And you guys, now
that'll
it's
be
not
good.
that serious, but at the moment we're kids, so we're
Yeah.
like,
It was
fuck.
serious
Yeah,
at
like,
the
yeah.
time. So from there, I'm like, okay, like, we had that conversation. I was like, look, if, like, you have this court date, it's coming up. If, you know, they tell you that, like, you got to go to jail, I don't think I can
Because
do this.
fuck you.
We're going to have to break up.
But then, okay.
But I was like, if, you know, everything's good, then I'm willing to, you know, keep trying. And that's when, like...
But I thought, but I was calling bullshit.
Like, it was automatic.
I was calling bullshit.
You were calling bullshit, but to me, I was being for
like,
real. It was automatic. Like, it was automatic if they tell you.
I feel you, because I was
Yes.
like, yeah, all right, whatever.
know?
You always
Yeah.
say this. You always come back within a week.
Yeah.
I feel it. You always come back after a month, 2 or 3 weeks. You're always back, whatever. So I'm
That time.
big drinking 40. And I remember you're like, stop drinking already, too. And I'm like,
Yeah. And it was like a few days before your court date, or like a week.
and then I don't remember that conversation. so
Okay,
that's her
you-
part of the story.
So what's your story?
My story
you
is
don't remember that
right
conversation. It was so
before,
vivid.
right before, I'm like, bro, you gotta hold it down. I think I'm gonna get locked up. I'm gonna go do a camp program. You feel me? We talking crazy. We talking like institution vibes. Like,
Yeah.
by Kodak, we going up.
But I don't remember texting because I didn't even have a phone
You
at the
did
time.
have. Oh my God.
Like, my uncle would always take my phone
No,
away.
he
so
didn't
I'm
take it
like,
away this time, motherfucker. You had the shit. And right before I go into the court
Or
date,
I was probably texting her.
you're
from my
like, do
tablet.
your thing. But she's calling bullshit. Because if I come out and text her, she's going to be like, okay, I was like, we got to figure, let's talk later. And I never talked to her again. I get locked up. They send me to a 5 to 7 month camp program. I get
You
locked
did
up.
6 or 7 months.
I think like 6, 7. I don't know. I forgot. Those were some good times though. But I get
You
out.
lived like 7 different lives.
I've lived so many lives.
Yeah.
It's amazing, by the way. I have great
It
stories.
is.
So I go do my thing. I come out. No. I'm in there. Dumbass over here gets another boyfriend.
I didn't have. It was not another
Oh
boyfriend.
my God!
It was not another boyfriend. He
say-
never asked me to be his girlfriend. Like,
She
it
was
was never
macking it with somebody.
official.
She wasn't macking it with me.
We-
You're supposed to
I
hold
did-
it down when I'm in jail.
I did kiss him. I'll say that.
You're
But
such
we
a
were
hoe.
not together.
You're a hoe.
At my home, we broke up. Like, and then.
No,
Even-
fuck you. Let me get my shit. Okay.
Okay, we could talk about that.
Let's talk about it because
We could talk about that.
she's not writing me the first 3 months. She's like,
We were done.
She
You
got
thought
a,
I was playing. That's the thing. He
she
thought
got
I
a new
was
boo.
playing, like
She got
I
a new
wasn't.
boo. She's going up with her new boo. Oh my
It
God.
wasn't even my boo. But
You was macking it. You was macking it in the hallways with a redhead. I don't know why you thought that was cool. He wasn't me.
He did not have Reddit. You're confusing the person.
It was more than one?
No.
You fucking
It
hoe.
was one person that I kissed during that time.
You were macking it with. It
And
was
you know
two.
what's funny? This person
It
went and
was
dated
two.
my friend after that. No, it was not.
Oh, I swear to God, I'm gonna throw this water bottle to the wall.
It was not, but I know who you're talking about. This guy really liked me and he was so obsessed, but I never gave him a chance. I know who you're talking
You
about.
macked it with the other person.
I only kissed one
With
person.
G. With G.
It was.
G.
It was.
G.
Is that? Yeah, I guess.
G, right? It's not a J?
It's J.
It's J. Okay.
Yeah.
Tomato,
I
motherfucker.
don't know. who's calling me, but it's no caller ID.
Yeah, that's crazy. After me, all her ex has been crazy. I was just emotionally like, but you also lived your life with me. You tried a lot of new shit. Like, you used to go tagging with me.
Well, honestly, you were like I feel like I learned pretty much the foundation of being in a relationship with you.
Mm-hmm.
So
we're like.
So what's your story? Because
okay, so I'm in jail and I'm chopping it up with the homegirls, the homies. They're like, we seen Camila whoop the whoop. She out here with these niggas whoop whoop, and I'm like,
they were snitching on me.
They was my homies.
Or so they thought.
My homies and my homegirls was big snitch, and Haley, at the moment, you guys have beefed it again.
No, she was like, we're really close. When you were like,
no, after, because I stopped talking to Haley because of you. After,
I think so.
After, okay.
No, me and Haley never fell off after that.
Okay. No, not after that.
Yeah,
but
like once me and Haley started a friendship, we never fell off.
Yeah, not after that. But it was a wobbler. You were always like, that's your homegirl type shit. And I remember she was like, nah, she got a boyfriend. I was like,
she did not tell you I have a boyfriend.
Oh my God. Okay, the other person told me he had a boyfriend.
So you're trying to blame it on Haley, but it wasn't Haley.
Haley definitely would play part of it.
I don't believe that.
Okay, but everybody's like big snitching on you.
I think someone saw me like walking home or something.
Imagine, see, that was our thing.
It was just once.
No,
it was a one-time.
You were in a relationship for like a week.
I wasn't.
You're such.
How can I be in a relationship with someone for a week?
You're such. You became a hoe after that.
Nah.
You're such a piece of shit. But whatever, right? I guess I feel it because.
It's funny because after that, I like.
No, okay, so we're.
I gave this guy a chance. We kissed, whatever. And then you came out. But after that, he went and like got literally into an actual relationship with.
I remember that part.
Friends.
I remember that part. Okay, I'm not there yet. Well, we're gonna get there. We're like 3 months in, and I got it locked up in April, so maybe we're like in July, August.
Probably.
And Little Miss over here. So bitches start writing me that you're familiar with.
I think so.
And you're not having it.
Yeah, we could say name because I feel like I forgot.
Okay. Like.
No, you were writing Haley.
No, but you didn't trip on Haley. You tripped on like Fuego. You have to believe this too. You tripped like on.
Yeah.
And like all the rest of the other girls.
Writing you?
Oh damn! Well, there goes that.
That's crazy.
But you were tripping.
Damn, who were you writing? Like you were just writing.
Bitch was writing me. I wasn't writing. I got locked up without notice. I didn't have nobody's address. But
how did they know where you were at?
Haley.
What the fuck? Ain't no way Haley was doing me like that.
Haley was doing you grimy.
During the time, you know why? Because I feel like she felt like she was closer to you. That's why.
Yeah.
I feel like she felt like she needed.
Because everybody hated you. Like all my homies, like.
Yeah, I had like.
All my homegirls, they was like not fans of you. They was like, oh, bitch.
Because I wasn't like.
Yeah,
you know,
but us.
You guys,
and but they were more like, oh, bitch, you let the homie down, bitch. Like, what the fuck, bitch? Like, so I do remember, and you complained to me about it on the phone. The first time I talked to you after 4 months.
Yeah, because you were like, oh, that's crazy that like my homies are calling me.
You was out there being a hoe, Camila.
I wasn't with you, bro.
That's me.
Like I was my own person.
I would never do that to you.
You definitely would have. You had bitches writing you just said that
I
didn't even know about.
But we're not together.
Exactly.
No, it doesn't work that way.
It was not an issue.
I wasn't macking it. I wasn't telling them
I
wasn't telling them I love you on the card.
I told them I love him.
But you was macking it. I wasn't macking it with them. I wasn't putting kisses on the card and sending it to them.
Yeah, we kissed once. I can get that.
Whatever. Me and you. She's tripping. She's being big hater.
During the time.
Why the fuck is everybody out of a sudden writing you? They out of a sudden care for you. She's going off like when you were fucking doing bad, when you needed somebody, I was fucking there. When you fucking were all drunk and I had to take you and you were throwing up, who was bringing you water? She's like going in. She's not. I'm there for you. You're not there for me. You're big tripping. Yes or no?
Maybe.
And then we start slowly but surely writing letters again. But I would tell you, oh, I might get a phone call this day. Your sister, I would call your sister's phone. Or either you would be with Haley already. Mm-hmm. And I think randomly when we first started, I was like, hello. And you were like.
Also, sometimes I would pick up the letters from your sister, from Cookie.
Yeah, so she obviously she lived with her uncle and her aunt, the strict ones. So you would have to pick up.
Because you wouldn't send the letters to my address.
Duh.
Like, what the fuck?
So I would send them to my house and you would go pick them up.
Yeah.
And we used to write some chunky ass letters. I wonder if I still have some. I definitely probably still got like
That's
one or
crazy
two at the house.
if you do.
But shout out.
I've just moved so much. I know I keep things, I keep memories and stuff, but like I know I would have kept them, but I've just moved around so much. Like
Yeah. And also your niggas was not having it with me. But
I was in a serious relationship after that too.
yeah, you were. So I remember we was like big, like I was like whatever, and we're going back, but chunky letters, they're big, huh?
Yeah, we would write a lot. You would like dead ass like 3 back, like front and back, like 3 letters.
And I would
like
keep
3
you updated,
pages.
like, oh, I got down with this food today.
Yeah.
Or like, oh, this happened. And I
You
remember
would
that.
tell me, I just met the homie. He's from here.
From
Like,
here.
that's
Yeah.
so crazy.
Well, because it was like you I have to catch up with everything that's happened between the 2-3 weeks then to now.
Mm-hmm.
So I would do that, boom, 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 and I got out. Fuego, listen to this, Fuego. Shout out Fuego, he's in the back. I got out, and we're not together. She got a nigga, right? Like so. So I got out, and just know your boy was already getting bitches before this. Before this, I was knocking hoes. Fuego, just know it. I was a funny guy. I was fly. You feel me? I wasn't fly, but at the moment I was fly. Like nice cargos, nice tee. You feel me?
You were giving just white pro clip with shorts, like
Wasn't fly though.
sure.
At the moment.
At the moment,
For us, we were fly.
Yeah, you were. You always had a fresh white tee on for sure.
Or a black tee.
Yeah.
Big fresh.
It was always a pro clip. So
Always cool shit. Always cool
Yeah.
shit. Why we talk about merch real quick? Shout out Switch Studios. Camila, you be at the gym now, huh?
yeah.
Did you go wear this at the gym? Shout out Switch Studios. These are fly though.
Love that.
So shout out Switch Studios, you feel me? Make sure y'all go fuck with him. Here you go. This for you right here.
Thank you. I think it's my
Medium
size.
is cool.
Yeah, it'll fit.
I was gonna
Are
get you a
still?
small, but
No, it's fine.
okay.
Just wear it at the gym.
Big Switch Studios. Make sure y'all go tap in with them.
Love it.
My guy Fuego's gonna put everything right here. Go fuck with my people, please. They are good friends of mine. I fucking love them to death. I be rocking their shit all the time. If you guys don't see me with it, it's because it's washing or
too.
drying. But I rock this shit all the time at the gym, at the house. I've knocked a couple hoes with this shirt on, and that's no cap. I didn't fuck your bitch with this shirt on. So
And
make sure you
probably
go buy
this hoodie
it.
too.
You know what?
I said, and probably this hoodie too.
I don't have that one. What the fuck? That one's
This
fly.
one's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, this one's fly as fuck. This some fly shit, you feel me? And it's the puffer print. So go get that shit, you feel me? So I come out, Fuego. And to keep in mind, I was always like a chubby kid, but obviously I was getting like the prettiest girls. And I come out, Fuego, but now it's up, Fuego. I'm a little more stockier.
You came out so skinny.
Like I came out like maybe like,
Like you, I don't think. Well, I hope, or if that's your goal, but like I don't know if you'll see him like that again, or if
yeah,
that's what you're trying
I've been
to
at the
go
gym.
for,
Nah,
you know?
I look smoked out a
Yeah,
little bit.
because you looked hella skinny. That's what I was about to say. Like I don't know if you'll ever see him like that, but he was.
But
like,
I was like, here's a picture for you. But I'm like big, like I'm just a little more
the
like
picture of you coming out with your mom.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I feel like I'm good, like you know what I mean. And at the moment you were doing something with the cheer team. I got out like in October. You were doing something with the cheer team where you were on some shit. I don't know what the fuck you was on.
I don't know.
You were maybe doing some festival thing where you were walking through like the city.
Oh, it was so you know how the marathons literally they just had like the
yeah.
marathon, so we would like cheer for it.
Yeah, some shit like
that's
that.
what we were doing.
And I remember you hit me, you're like, oh, you're out? And I posted on my IG.
That's crazy.
I
It
wish
was
I had
like-
that account. Do you have that old account too?
Is it which one?
Do you have the same account you've been having?
Yeah, I still have.
The same, that's the same IG?
Yeah, I've never changed it.
Okay, yeah.
You're talking about the 213 one?
No, I have that one still.
Oh, okay.
I have that one. I don't have the other one.
I can't remember which one you had.
But I remember I was like, you hit me, you're like, yeah. I was like, yeah. And then that was the first time I heard Bryson Tiller exchange.
I thought you were about to say don't.
That too, though. But then I remember we talked for a little bit, and you were like, yeah, we'll see what's up. And I was like, yeah, it's cool. Don't even trip.
Your memory is so good because, like, you deadass are, like, play by playing.
And
the
yeah,
whole
and it's coming
fucking
to you, huh?
timeline.
You're like-
Yeah, it is because I really forgot about this. I feel like I suppress a lot of memories, too. And I have a shitty-ass memory, so. Yeah.
So I remember you were like, yeah, what's up? And then, again, Little Miss, only I can have you, nobody else can have you. I see her on Monday. I go see my PO, and Budo's like, let's go to Belmont, fool. Your first day out, like I got on a Saturday, but like Monday he was like, let's go to Belmont. And you're like, I get out, and then I get to the table. And all the homegirls are there. But you guys are like, what the fuck happened to this nigga?
Yeah, you look so different.
Yeah, like, I went from like a cutie to like a damn a cutie. And I pull up and then, or maybe you pulled up and I was already there?
No, I was already there. You pulled up. There was one time where you were already there and I came. There was a time where I remember sitting in the benches and you coming. So I don't know which time you're like.
Okay.
Wow.
That time, I remember that. Okay, yeah, you're right. You're already there. I'm pulling up. And you're like, you're like waiting to talk shit, I think. And I didn't say nothing. And then I said hi to everybody. Everybody's like, oh my God, how you been? Whoop-de-woo, whoop-de-woo. And then I'm like, hey, I'm gonna go buy a cigarette. Cause I can't smoke weed.
Yeah, I'm like, when the fuck did he start smoking cigarettes?
And there you go with the lessons. Already, I'm like, fool. I'm like,
I was just confused because I didn't know.
But you were talking shit.
Cigarettes. Yeah.
And I'm like, fool. And then I looked at you and I was like, fool. I just got out. I'm like, bro, you gotta chill, fool, because we're not even together, remember? But at this point, you're like, damn, I miss this fool. Like, my presence, you were like, oh, he's back. And I was like,
yeah, probably. I think I felt like that.
And then I was like, all right, let's go. And then you went with me and we walked and you're like, how was it? I was like, you feel me? Like, I was like, you're on Saturday? And I was like, yeah, we chopped it up, whatever. And then I wasn't intimate. And I remember you mentioning it to me when we got back together again. You were like, and I was like, cause I fucking like I was like on my fuck you hate train. I was kind of giving you the treatment you gave me, like at some point when you were getting very frustrated with like me being around girls and just me being out, and you were like, I'm not dealing with this shit. For like I already deal with my own shit, and that's kind of what I was giving you, and you were like, okay, cool, like all right, like, and you. But I think at this point it was like, okay, now it's maybe my time to prove myself.
Yeah.
Like it's my time to show him that like, all right, fool, we already went through this, but I'm trying to move forward now.
Yeah. There was a time she's calling me back.
Call her, answer.
Hello. Hey. Right here with Danny doing the interview.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you want to say hi to him?
Yes.
She's like, yes. Okay. Say something. You could. Have you on speaker.
I don't get any.
Here.
What's up, fucker?
What's up?
What's up? And fool, to this day, you got the most ghetto voice ever.
Not even. Me and my sister sound the exact same. So if you're calling my voice ghetto, you calling her ghetto.
No.
We sound nothing
We
alike.
don't sound nothing alike.
1 through 10, what would you rate our relationship? Or our old one, not the one we have. Right?
That's a good. You and Camila's?
Yeah, no shit. Now
Yeah,
mine's
like
yours.
back in 2012, 13, if you want to say.
Our 3 years together. Overall, if you were to rate it overall.
I would say like an 8.
Oh, 8 is cool.
Like an 8. Yeah, low-key, I wasn't expecting that. I thought she was going to say something else.
Yeah, what the fuck did you think?
Well, I don't know. I didn't know what to
You're like,
expect. That 8 is pretty good.
8 is real good. What would you hear other ones?
Letters, you know, like the hiding around, like, you know?
Hey, we was lucky thugging, huh?
Yeah, it was
You said,
real.
what would you rate her other ones?
Camila said, what would you rate her other ones?
Girl, I don't even know, because she be having a life of her own.
You have to 1, 2, 3.
Not even.
Fool. Oh my, hey.
Like a 3.
The other ones are like a 2, dog. Cause I dealt with them and they weren't even mine.
I've dealt with them.
Yeah, like a 3.
Like a 3. See, a 8 is.
Hey, even she's being nice. A 3 is a lot.
Yeah, a 1.
That's pushing it. I
You
would
ag-
say 1. 3 is crazy.
Yeah, your sister done been through it. All right, I'm pass here. We're about to finish up right now, like in 15 minutes, 10 minutes. All right.
Okay.
All right, bet.
Bye. I'll call you after.
Okay, bye.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.
That's a girl that got.
No, that was if you damn.
Damn, the girl looks exactly like you guys. That shit is so creepy.
Yeah, no, my sisters and my genes are just really strong.
Yeah.
So like her kids look like
Dog,
the
the
spitting
girl,
image of her.
The girl looks exactly like her and is the creepiest fucking thing ever.
Yeah, we just have really strong. I sometimes think too, like if I have kids, I'm pretty sure they're gonna.
Because
Look
even like
just
the
like
pictures you showed me of your mom, it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
like
I look just like my mom.
identical. Okay, so you get out and she's like on her kiss ass vibes.
Well, I was trying to like
Get me back.
get you back, or we were just trying to like fix things.
We?
Oh, so you didn't want me?
It's not that I didn't want you, but let's be honest.
What do you
Like,
mean?
I was on my like. Okay, yeah, I was on my fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, nah, you're gonna have to earn this shit. I was like playing with it, but you were definitely the one that was like, hey, you want chips in the morning? Hey, meet me up if you want a tamale. Like, meet me by the. You were like, you were putting in the effort. You were like, okay, it's like I gotta prove to him because I feel like I'm finally fully time. And then if I'm being honest, I feel like you didn't take advantage of me. Like you had something like that was down or like hold you down for a very long time. And I feel like at some point, like how I played with it, you played with it in a different way, and it was maybe a little more risky. Mm-hmm. Where you were like, where maybe even in I think we talked once, like senior, you were like, congratulations on graduating. And I was like, yeah, you too.
Yeah, even now, like, you know, I see, like, last time it was early in the morning, and I was, like, listening to the radio. I was like, I'm just gonna, like, put it, and I was listening to you, and I was thinking, too, like, I was gonna, like, reach out to you.
Yeah.
But, you know, like, I was just gonna tell you, like, you know, I'm proud of you, like, literally just different now, but it's crazy, because I feel like I've always kind of been like that.
Yeah, you've always been like, you know what I mean? And,
You know?
and I don't think it's like a bad thing, but you definitely was like I think at the moment you didn't know how much I was down for you. And I think you had to you didn't realize it till like when we went through our personal shit and you were like, you know what, like, I know you got me type shit. And it was like even after years and shit like that. But we got out and then you asked me to get together. You know how I remember? You were wearing a pink top and white shorts.
What the
White Vans.
Was this during the summer?
No, it was, I got out in October. This was like.
I remember the white shorts.
This was like November. And you were like, we're by where we used to kick it at to go to.
I can't believe I remember what the fuck I was wearing.
And you were to exit to go towards Lupita's. No, not Lupita's.
Haley's face.
To what's the fucking Lucy's.
Oh, yes.
And you were like, okay, look, I get it, but do you want to be with me? And I was like, if we're gonna be together, you're not there. We gotta. Now I'm laying down the rules. And you're like, no, I know, I get you. And we had a good run. Like we had a really good run. We had a really fun time. We fucking used to go to court with me, and I used to. And fuck, I wish I had my food if I could get it.
I did go to court with you.
You used to go to and I used to catch tags. And it would
it's
say,
so funny because you be doing that with everyone now, so like I don't
shut
feel special.
the fuck. But you were the
He
first.
does.
You were the first one.
Okay.
You were the first one.
It makes a difference.
I used to put.
I was the blueprint.
You were the
to
blueprint.
Doing that.
I used to put Duno.
Then my name with the heart.
No, I wouldn't put your full name.
No, you would put like
Mila.
Always.
I gave her the nickname, by the way, you guys.
You did.
If you guys somehow find her IG, we'll figure it out if she wants to put it out there or not. But before that, I was big. I was
maybe
like,
not my main IG, but I'd be down for my lash page.
Yeah. We'll put big lash page. If you guys find that after that, it's on you guys. But Mila, we were big vibes, like big Mila vibes. I used to catch it. I used to go tagging and I used to put your name with a heart everywhere. And we had a good run.
Everywhere.
And then we went through something deep, and then we broke up March, right before my birthday, because you cheated on me.
I did not cheat on you. Do you want to talk about the time you cheated on me?
When did I cheat on you?
You called me. I was like,
did I burn myself out?
Yeah. No, I wouldn't say burning yourself out. More so being honest because you didn't know how to lie to me. And you, like, called me. You're like, I have to tell you, like, you went to a party. I don't know I think you went with Mohammed and Nevik. And you were, like, told me that this girl, like, danced on you. And then she kissed you. And I was like laying down in bed. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what
But you forgave me.
I did forgive you. But you see, like, he cheated on me for real.
And I'm burnt the fuck out because I was drunk and I did that.
Because I would have never known.
You would have never
known.
He would have
never told me. I would have never found out.
See, when you don't lie, it stays P. That's when I became a P that day.
Just said the only reason you told me is because you were drunk. Like,
I'm gonna burn that ass.
You had to, like.
I was like, babe. But I think she
babe,
felt.
he did.
I think we were even.
I have something to tell
no,
you.
but you know what?
We were not even. You did that first.
You know what?
And then
Hold up.
broke up and I kissed someone and it was the end of your world. Like, it was the end of your world.
Okay, fuck you, because I'm gonna take that back. I wasn't P, but I was P. We weren't officially back together.
No, we definitely were.
No, because it happened.
You were texting me like, babe.
This was a Halloween party, yes or no?
Yeah, but we were.
Okay, I got all the.
So we were trying to get back.
We're trying to get back
Why
together.
would you do that if you were trying to get me back?
Because you, after a fucking month, went over there and kissed fools.
No, this was way before that. Like this was the beginning. Like
I'm talking about when I first got out. This was the third time.
Like
no, you're full of shit. And I called her and I was like, hey, you know what? I just made. I want to let you know though, so in case you find out. And you was like, and I was like,
I couldn't believe you.
And then you forgave me though.
I did.
You forgave me.
That's how you know.
You forgave me, and then after that.
Never would I forgive a guy again though. Like now, fuck no.
I was like, yeah, baby. Just know this is what happened, baby girl. You know what though?
He's like, just know I had to be honest.
Yeah, just. I would say some P shit though. Was it P shit? Was it like sharp?
I forgave you.
Was it like sharp level?
Well, you were honest to me.
And then I was like, yeah, you know what? But if you don't want to be with me, it's cool. I already understand. And then
that's the gaslighting in you,
and then,
like for real.
And then I played the pity party, yeah. But I just like, I feel like you should really think about it before you.
But I just feel really bad about what I did right now, so I had to tell you. Like.
And then you were like crying, and you went off on me. You're like, you know what? We're not officially together, and I know it's gonna take time for us to get back together. So don't worry about it. I'm gonna see you on Monday. Are you going to want a tamale? Are you going to want a tamale?
I did not tell you that. There's no way.
No, you didn't say it. You definitely bought me some chips, though.
That's funny, though. If I would have said that. He said, are you going to want a tamale? Like.
But she used to buy me tamales, dog. She was fucking. I'm like, you better earn this fucking.
I had to because you pull up in the mornings, you know, with like in Arizona and chips on.
And now it was her time. It was reverse where I'm like, yeah, I need you now.
Yeah. And
she was there. She would pull up. She forgave me. And then we had a really good run. I don't know if you want to talk about the other thing, but I don't know. It's up to you.
We don't have to. Unless you want to.
We don't have to. If you absolutely, I don't give a fuck. I think it's I think that's kind of what makes us like best.
I mean, I feel like I care just because it's a part of like me that I really have not talked about. My sister doesn't even know that.
Oh, okay, so let's not talk about it.
Yeah.
But I feel like
people know because of you.
No,
Haley knows because of you.
But we're not. It's not. I never said it like burnt out. But I think it's you know me. I be talking a lot sometimes.
It's okay.
And
you know, I know that about you. That's why I'm like, I don't mind.
But it wasn't like some random shit though.
No, and it was.
It wasn't like with random people.
No, and
it was definitely with like people that mattered to me, where I kind of had to express my feelings.
I understand. You needed to say it. Like, you had to express it.
Okay, well maybe we just burned ourselves out already.
No, I feel like it was. I don't know. It was like long time ago for me, so I feel like that's why I don't really talk about it that much. You know.
So you don't want to talk about it? Or you don't want to talk about it?
No.
You don't want to talk about it? I think it's obvious. Okay. Anyways. Damn, that was yeah, I feel you.
Yeah.
We were young.
It was a long time.
Shout out us.
Yeah.
We kept the gangster for a very long time.
Yeah, I really do care for you.
We went through a lot as kids.
Yeah.
And I think that's like what I think we're about to come to an end, you guys. But like, I think that's kind of we went through a certain situation, and we're like after that we're like, it's time to finally fucking call it quits.
Yeah, we had our like run.
Yeah, cause that whole last 2016, those last couple months, it was like.
Yeah, cause then we became two completely different people.
It was like a big fuck you. You was a big fuck you to me. We started like hating. We were so in love that we didn't understand that we were toxic at some point.
Yeah.
Like we were going through each other's phones. You was like.
I'm like.
You was big going through phones. I was big going through phones too, though. I caught you cheating.
I never cheated on you, bro.
Bro, you, to this day, you don't want to admit this text.
I didn't.
The text.
Text.
Oh my God. You know what though? It was meant to happen. I'm so glad it happened.
What text? What text?
Jay.
What about it? We were not together.
Let
me tell you something. There could have been no way that I was trying to pursue something with someone else while still trying to be with you. Why? Because you and I, like, especially because of the way you were. Like, you always wanted to be with me. Like, we were always together. How could I be trying to pursue something
because
with
of the
someone?
way we were.
No.
I's a big thing with your little clingy ass too.
Yeah, okay. The way we both
Try
were.
to flip it on me right now. Huh? The
Okay,
way
then-
you were, I was like, okay, first of all,
Okay,
you were
we
as
were
equal.
both that way.
You were as equal fucking. Where you at? Why you not here? Hurry up. Let's go. You're gonna go drink. Well, then I'm gonna come too with my friends. I was like,
I'm like,
but you're right.
yeah.
I don't know. I still think you're full of shit.
No, because.
But I was so in love that I'm a bitch. Cause I would have been.
For a fact, I was not. Like, we were completely done.
Because this was.
We were completely done because I met this person at, like, my sister's, like, partner's job. So there was
Partner's
no
crazy.
way.
You're white now.
Partner. They're not even. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that is. Okay, yeah. Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Damn, wow.
So, yeah, there was no. We were, like, done.
She's in denial.
And you were already, like, in a whole other school. You were, like, kind of, like, surprised, or I don't know if you felt some type of way, though, because you knew this person. But I had no idea that you knew this
I was
person.
definitely on like, yeah, your bitch is a hoe, nigga.
Yeah, I had no idea, because the reason why I even met this person is
You didn't meet him? Yeah. No, I feel you.
Like,
but.
And I felt so, like, offended and just, like, I'm like, it's not even like that.
You know why I think you felt offended? Because everybody
and it wasn't
else.
even a good run. Like,
Oh, that was a bad one. Good luck
was
to you,
like-
buddy. I'm telling you, after me, ours was fun. We fucking.
Ours was fun.
We didn't talk about the first time you got faded.
We were kids. No, we didn't.
She
finish
smoked
saying
the
it.
bowl. We smoked the bowl. And we're bumping. We used to ditch at my house. Damn, do we all cook you a
No,
lot
it
of
was
things?
like-
Do we all cook you a lot of things?
Yeah. I know, because we'll always just be there. But the thing is that okay, so I wasn't ditching, though. But I had a little bit of time from school to practice, I think.
Dog, you was
Or I probably
big
ditched.
ditching
I think I ditched,
a couple
like,
of
the
times.
last period. I would ditch with you, though.
Yeah.
I don't know if we ditched that day.
That
but
day,
we
no.
went and we, like, smoked. You had, like, a little piece. You're like, I'm going to pick up. And I was smoking. I wasn't even, like, I wouldn't even.
Your
think I
first time
smoked it.
smoking?
Yeah.
And you hit it one time.
Yes,
and it was,
and I got so paranoid. Like, I had never felt that way. And it's crazy because now I smoke now.
You guys want to know? Damn, we fool. I love you to death, dog, because we had some of the funnest times. Like, even the shit we went through, like the fun time. Now, I know we talked a lot about, like, the sad and, like, emotional times. But, like, even when, like, that was the first time you heard, and I'm listening to the radio.
Yeah,
I'm listening to a sad
it was with
girl
Beltran the first time I
sing.
heard that song.
And you were like, who's this? This is good. You were
Yeah.
faded. You were like, oh.
Yeah.
Right before the prayer night, I was like, Nate Dogg.
I didn't even know. Who Nate Dogg was.
Da-da. And you were like,
You were putting me on.
I was putting you on, like, and you were like, what the fuck? And I remember we used to put each other on. You put me on a lot of the weekend.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was big vibes, but damn, that's funny. Okay, well then, yeah, we went through what we went through.
Yeah, that was a funny
And then
time.
you cheated on me. And then we went through what we went through. And then we broke up. And
I
then
didn't cheat on you. Like, I didn't cheat on him. To
That's-
keep it clear. Because he's
that's-
going to keep saying that. But it's okay.
that's my
We'll agree to
narrative.
disagree.
We'll agree to disagree.
Yeah.
And to that day, we didn't talk for like 2 years. I got in a new relationship. And we didn't talk. And then I talked to
Until-
you senior year.
Yeah, until senior year when we kind of started to, like, build a friendship. And then I was talking to Cookie.
Yeah, because my bitch was not having it.
Yeah, I would hang out with Cookie, that's why.
Yeah, my bitch
And,
was
like,
not
we would
having it.
smoke. And I was, like, during the time,
You were going through
I
some
think
shit.
I was going through it, and I needed, like, a place.
Yeah.
And you were, like, there for me.
And it was awkward even because I remember.
Because you were in a relationship.
I
during
was,
the
like, in
time.
love.
And,
I'm head over heels,
Yeah.
like.
And I just needed a place. Little old me. Like, I was just going through it, but you have just always been there for me like that. Like,
And my mom was like,
yeah.
what the fuck? Like, that's no. And I'm like, Mom, because right now you have a relationship with the other girlfriend.
But she was cool with me. Like, she was okay with me, like, staying there.
My ex.
No, your mom.
No, my mom. No, that's what I'm saying. My mom was big. Like,
Yeah.
no, she can stay here if she wants. And I'm
Yeah.
like, but mom also.
Yeah.
The other one had way more freedom than you.
Yeah.
So she
would
was at
be
the
there all
house,
the time.
and I was like, Mom, you're gonna have to
I think
explain.
you guys kind of went through it during that time too.
For like a month, for
And then
like
you
because
broke
we
up,
stayed
no?
for like a month. No, we were still good. We were good
Yeah.
for a little bit, but
Yeah, I stayed
our
for
last
like a month because then
and
after I
for
left,
like a month, it was hard for her to be like. And I swear to God, to this day, we didn't do anything.
no,
We
I
fucking.
mean, we were just.
I was like,
I
she
would
was
sleep
my
on
roommate.
the couch and you would sleep on the couch. Literally, we were just there for me.
You
You,
had a-
were just giving
you said
me a
you
place
said
to
I
stay.
slept on the couch. You slept on the couch. We did not sleep on the
Not
couch.
the
at
same couch, guys. A whole different couch, but you know what I mean?
Even though we dated and we did what we did in our past, during this time, we were big like, Camila, you are my ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, we were just friends.
And I was like,
yeah, it wasn't even like that.
and I used to see her and be like, God. And then one time I was playing Fortnite, she's like, shut up. I'm like, you're at my house, fuck
You
you.
would stay playing Fortnite like at 2, 3 in the morning. I was trying to sleep, but yeah, those were funny times. That's why I'm like, I grew more than just a friendship. With
Yeah,
you,
no, for sure. We girlfriends, because I remember I was like, look, bro. I was like, look, she gonna stay here. And she was like, what the fuck? And I had to like give her the rundown and like.
That's because you would always, like, you would be the one to put yourself in that predicament. Like, you will go and, like, talk about how, like, we had all this history and, like, all this stuff. Because when I would get into a new relationship, I would try my best to, like, avoid even talking about my past or you. Because why? I would still be around you. Because we became friends.
but
so
I
for
prefer.
me, it was hard to be like, oh, like, tell
I ignored
this
it for a
guy,
long
you know?
time. I ignored it for a long time. I avoided until
The
one time
conversation, yeah.
I had to like explain like, oh, that's my ex.
Yeah.
And she was like, okay, cool. And then it was like, oh, and I was like,
Yeah, because I would be around.
and I was like, my mom's like, and she knew how my mom's heart is big to this day.
I love your mom.
So my mom was like, so who gives a fuck? Like, because I would hope somebody would do the same for you if you needed that.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, what you just said right now, explain to
Yeah.
mis ojos. And my mom sat down with her and was like, nah, maybe not sat down, but. And then sometimes it would just be like, it would seem sus because you'll be there and she'll FaceTime me and I wouldn't answer, but it was because like.
You feel awkward?
No, bitch, I'm on Fortnite. Like, and then she was tripping. But I mean, that one too, you know what I mean? Even after that. But even my like after relationships, I was like, yeah, that's my homegirl. But we also went through this, and we dated for this amount of years. And we like, you know what I mean? I'm like, we dated for a long time, so you know what that means. You're not stupid. This. We were this young. This is what happened. This is what we went through.
Yeah.
So if you're cool with that, she's not here to fuck me. She's not here to make out with me. She's here because she's part of gang. She's really close to my mom, really close to my sister, and really close to the girl that has to accept you. And that was Haley at some point. We're like, Haley, she was like an upset. We're like, oh, she's cool. She's not cool. You know what I mean? I'm like, Cookie, the one you guys, all the exes love, that's her homegirl now. So
Yeah.
now I try to make a fit out about it. And she was like, no, well, you're right. And
You're like, I have to really explain the whole thing.
yeah, cause I have to. It's not like I'm around you every day.
Yeah.
But like, let's say if you dated Cookie, you would have to explain. But for me, it was more like, hey, this is like, she was like your ex, like from like middle school, and I'm like, yes, but like also like all these things, and she was like, and I'm like, but fool, it's not like that. Like you're gonna meet her, she's gonna say hi to you, give her a hug.
Yeah, I'm
she's
like super cool with like,
friendly.
even now that you like, have people around.
You'd be like,
hi.
you'd be like, that was fine. She's fine. She'll come and judge my bitches.
No, silently.
Silently. And you're like, damn, I'm looking a little cuter.
No, I don't think I've ever compared myself.
Even like when we have parties here, like I had a party here for my birthday and we were just having fun. And you were like, we were laughing, but we sang a song and everybody was laughing. But I was like, you my nigga, like we were just singing, and it was big vibes, you know what I mean? But I'm just like that. I just since you're around my life, it's kind of like to explain. I just have to explain it, you know.
Yeah.
I don't have to go into details.
Out
but
of respect, I feel
yeah,
like you do it.
like,
and I think that's good. Maybe I need to do that. I feel like it's not relevant anymore.
Not the type of nigga you be dating. Don't do it.
Yeah,
Me and you, we
see,
besties.
That's why I'm like, it's like the guy I'm talking to now.
He
like,
knows.
I was able, like I was able to.
But was
talk
it
to
weird?
Him. No, I feel like he was understanding, but you know why? Because he actually like is probably like the only different guy that I've like talked to out of all the other.
How'd you? Yeah, the other fool, and I've seen you in other. And what's crazy, I'm just a social person, so I seen you with your other boyfriends, and you were like, I was like,
yeah.
I was like, ooh, you're gonna get. I was like, you're gonna get in trouble.
But that's because the last that relationship I was in, like, it was after you, and I think this guy was like insecure that like I not only were you like my first boyfriend and my ex, like I did have a friendship with you, and like you were there for me, and like, you know, I was close to your family and your mom, and with this person, like I was not close to his
Total
family
opposite.
or his mom. Yeah, so I feel like he kind of was like insecure about that in
But
some
even-
way, so
yeah.
he didn't want me to have no type of relationship.
And then even after that one, your shit just kept getting worse.
Yeah, it
after.
just kept getting worse after
And
that.
then the
We're
one-
getting better now.
You know what? I hope the best.
Thank
But
you.
even after that one, I was like,
You're like, what the fuck is
I was
going
like, Camila,
on?
I was like,
I
I
don't
should.
know.
I was like,
Just
fool,
life lessons,
I was like, fool,
honestly.
you're my ex and I love you to death, but I should not be picking you up in Bakersfield.
Yeah, I would say that it was just life lessons. Not even, I wouldn't even consider them exes. I would just say they were life lessons.
And then
at
I was
this point.
like, dog, some of this shit is wild. Some of this shit you've been through, I was like, I would never.
Yeah,
But what
and
if-
it wasn't even like my fault.
No,
Like,
100%.
it just things that like just
You
happen.
do have bad
happen
luck.
to me. Yeah, I have bad luck. Well,
But I'm hoping the new one is cool. Home,
Yeah.
I'm hoping me and my dad can sit down and drink. No,
he's cool though.
I clown too much.
He's cool, but he's just like a shy person. But he's very understanding. Like I told him, and he was super understanding. So.
But I get why now is a little weird. Like, you know the guy that's kind of like really famous? That's my ex-boyfriend, and we're really cool.
Yeah,
I
was
feel that. I totally
He came
get.
to pick me up though, like the day of your birthday. He came to pick me up at 4 a.m.
Oh, and we're lit.
Yeah.
Why didn't you invite him? I think I
What do you
told you. I'm
mean?
like he could come in.
No.
And you were like,
no. Cause like I was more of like I came with my homegirls and
Yeah,
I
like-
came to celebrate you, like, you know.
I feel that. I get that. I
No,
get that.
like-
But I mean,
But he
Like-
was super cool. Like he came and he like picked me up like 4
yeah,
a.m.,
that's
you
how
know,
it
and
should
was,
be though.
cool
Like,
with it.
and you were like, hey, I was just celebrating my ex's birthday.
No, cause it's not like that.
I feel you.
I didn't
no.
even know. I didn't even tell him about you that day until today.
How'd you
I
explain
told him.
it, like-
And so now he knows, and I was like, oh, like that's I was that birthday, like it was him. And I just told him straight up, like
No, but how do you explain ever? Because did any of them ever find out what I do?
how do I explain?
Like, okay, what about
I
to
just
like,
say that like
like I wonder like to that uncle, the one that we went through he was in our relationship damn near. We dated that for too.
Yeah.
Like I wonder if you like now would you ever be like, hey, you know that kid that you didn't like?
yeah, like for example, when my sister told my aunt, she was like, oh yeah, like he's a YouTuber and like he, like
Does all these things.
yeah, he has like a lot going for himself right now. And she was like, what? She's like, that's him? Like she couldn't even believe. She's like, he didn't even come say hi to her. And then she's like, I was like, no, I don't think he saw me. And he has his own section. And she was like, what? That's from 10 years ago? Like literally my aunt was like tripping.
And you were like, yeah, I just seen him the other day at
And
his
I was
house.
like,
We were
yeah, I was like, we're super cool. And I was like, that's his sister, like my friend. And she was like, what? Like she was tripping. Because I hadn't even seen my aunt since like, I want to say like 2015.
Oh shit, it's been a
2014.
while too then.
So yeah, like that day she pulled up for my birthday. Like it was,
That's dope though. That's good. That's good. And I feel like
yeah.
you had a better. But yeah, like I've always like I'm big on that. So I understand how you would like, friendships matter to me. So
yeah,
so like even with you and I'm gonna keep it like even though we went through so much, I always make sure to like, hey, this is my homegirl fool.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like, and I've had a lot of situations, where I'm like, hey, look, I dated, and then cause I prefer them knowing than them sitting with all you guys and be like, bitch, shut up, you used to like fuck my, you cook it how she talks. Bitch, shut up, you used to fuck my brother. Like, and then it's like, wait, what the fuck did
I
that
know.
happen? And then it's imagine you were
Yeah.
to find out like that about somebody, then being like, hey, look, fool, this is my ex. This is what it is.
yeah. I think the way that you do it is nice.
And they're always
respectful.
cool, but I
Yeah.
do know like when we had my 21st birthday, I'm like, why did Camila come there? Like, fool, is that your ex's? It's like, is your girlfriend's house? That's your ex. And I was like,
Where did you
ah,
go for your 21st birthday?
Sandy's.
Oh, you're right.
And I was like, why
Yeah,
did
I
you?
only was there last
But
year.
I
and
did
this
this is
year.
how much I don't think about shit. I'd be like, why did you come? And you were like, motherfucker,
mean?
you like, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, you're right.
Yeah.
I feel that. But I'm like, if you have like a birthday coming up, let's say like next year, right?
Mm-hmm.
And let's say it's like, I don't know, let's say you buy a house and you're like at your house.
If I'm with someone and they're understanding, which I hope I like I am and that person is, yeah, I would invite you.
Okay.
I want you to be around.
Yeah, because we're full. It's because we're real life homies.
We're cool, yeah.
But I'm like, I'll be like, hey.
Like, yeah, I want you to come around. I want you to like bring your homies.
What have you seen the TikTok where like the one girl sings, like they sing to, like they're singing Happy Birthday, and it's like the girlfriend with the boyfriend and the girl that does too much.
Oh yeah.
What if I start singing like have Jakarta sing a solo? Have Jakarta sing.
My boyfriend is right there, like, and Jakarta's just going off.
Going crazy.
That'd be funny.
That's funny. Well, Camila, I appreciate you for coming. We had a great conversation. I can't wait for this to come out because people are gonna be like, "Wow, we didn't know about that was a nice guy."
Yeah, I know. Sometimes, like, I got my nails done, and I was telling my nail tech, like, "Oh, it's because I'm gonna go do like a video with like my like ex from a long time ago," and he's been asking me for a while, and she's like, "Really? Like, who is it?" And I told her, I was like, because she's like, "What's his like Instagram?" And I was like, "Oh, it's like Duno's World." She's like, "No way!" Like, she like knew who I was like talking about. So, I think I love it, and I'm glad that you brought me here. I'm glad I said yes after 2 years.
After 2 years,
almost 3.
I was like, "Come sit down."
Yeah.
And you're like, "I'm not doing that," and I'll be like, "Well, fuck you then."
Got me out of my comfort zone for sure.
Yeah, you're great at talking,
Yeah.
and you went intellectual vibes because I've heard Camila talking this bitch after everywhere.
Yeah.
Bitch, fuck you, bitch.
Intellectual, like every time.
Like is crazy. I say like a lot. It still happens. It's still a little habit.
You got me out of my comfort zone that now I'm like, okay, maybe I could have a podcast. I have so much shit to talk. So
You have a podcast.
Then you could come next.
Yeah, I go on your podcast. Is up. I don't know if I want to go on your podcast.
Yeah, because I'm going to ask you questions now.
Yeah, like, so who's this bitch I went to? I don't know. But we had a dope relationship. We're friends. Yep. She is a last check, so make sure, ladies, go tap the fuck. Because this video is going to be all bitches like, oh my God.
Yeah, like, oh, that's her.
Yeah, and because.
Yeah, follow my lash page. I will do your lashes.
Yeah, tell them, tap in.
Yeah.
And we need deposits, bitch. You ain't going to come in. Deposits.
House calls available.
House calls available. Big, we going up. Thank you, Camila, for coming on Cheeseman. I don't even know. I'm just reading. Well, for what you told me to title it? Reunited with my ex after 10 years.
Reunited after, yeah. Something like that.
I've been seeing her for the last 5 years.
I know.
We out this motherfucker.